Tobin and Leroy.
Leroy Ford was one of the baddest men.
Dude, they call me the kangaroo.
Yeah. Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better ask about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, host of the show, man. Still silly sauce for the show, and till then it's half moon open. Sometimes cold takes like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a molding. No proof, like I always wanted him. I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. What is in store? Like under the seat of the driver's side floor, it's Gucci's galore. So many more from 6 in the Mars, never more. Man, if I'm honest, the damage is done. Silly sauce on unlimited funds. Join us on Twitch for unlimited fun. J-Fig and Marcos, you with it or what?
Tobin, two Tobin is.
Solid game last night, low dog. I'm kind of liking bench Lowry.
Oh my god!
I'm kind of liking it. I'm putting it on. I'm walking around the store with it. I gotta tell you,
you walking all right.
It's got a nice feel to it.
You walking your hot takes right back.
I'm telling you right now, Leroy.
And then you slide.
Nope.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, little Kalo off the bench. Something about it.
You sound like Kodak Black right now.
I gotta say, let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Erik Spoelstra has this thing that he does after Heat wins, especially at home, where he's basically using it as a sales pitch. He's saying, you better get season tickets. Get your money's worth. And I genuinely want to know from Heat fans, because I'm a bad barometer of this. Leroy will tell you, when they win, it's like a drug. I can't help it. I get the goosies. I think they're going to go take out the Celtics in 5. When they lose, I'm crushed. I think Jimmy Butler's going to leave us. So I'm a bad barometer for this. Heat fans who go to these games, and specifically, I don't want to say maybe season ticket holders or go to a lot of Heat games, do you feel like you're getting your money's worth, or do you feel like this has cost years off your life this season?
I would like to chime in on this
because feel
I am a true barometer.
Okay.
I would say this season has been nerve-wracking.
Yes.
It's not a case of, hey, the Warriors come into town and you're excited because the game's close and then Steph beat you on a three-pointer. No, it's Orlando coming to town and blowing you out. And so from that standpoint, that's the nerve-wracking part. You're not losing games.
That's the thing, though. Nobody blows you out. That's kind of
right.
my thing. But like every game is close.
Bad teams, but the bad teams, the fact that they win,
yes, but
is the nerve-wracking part of it. Especially
that's not really. I get you, but like I'm kind of just going with.
That's not entertainment. If you think your team is better than another team and then they lose, right? Because your team plays like crap. That's not entertaining.
Because here's the thing. Like last night during the Jazz game, right? They're losing and getting lit up by some Italian dude I've never heard of. I don't know who that is. I mean
Fonteca.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Respectfully, I don't know who he couldn't miss. He couldn't miss. I don't know who he is.
Can I ask a question? Why can't we use our Euro guy? All these guys are 6'10", dribbling, shooting threes, scoring 35 points, and our guys in Salt Lake City.
Sioux Falls.
Hey, I don't even know where he is.
Home of intangibles. Sioux Falls.
Right. Wait, by the way, there was a point in the game.
Yep.
Where Miami went with the intangibles lineup. I was like, wow.
Well, I was thinking with you. I was thinking with
Zeller.
There was there were many there were several K-Love, Kelly Olynyk clashes, and I was like, that's intangibles on intangibles train right there.
Right.
Two powers just hitting each other.
But would you agree? Like, look, you're always gonna root for your team.
Yeah.
Okay. But there's a couple of nights you just want to go and have some drinks and enjoy the atmosphere and know that your team is gonna take care of business.
Well, no, like
it doesn't happen.
No, yesterday, like we're watching this Italian dude let up the Heat, everybody's getting a little bit anxious. I'm just like, we know how this is going to end. It's going to end up or down 1, 2, or 3.
Right.
Last 2 minutes, somebody either hit a 3 or miss a 3. It's how every game goes. And so it's money's worth, but I also feel like the angst, because you know it's coming. It's going to happen. It's a matter of how pop. It doesn't matter if the Heat hit 3s, don't hit 3s. Doesn't matter if they rebounded or turn the ball over. Every game is the same. It will end at the same conclusion. It's like a swerve. It's like the Heat is like an episode of Law and Order. Like, you can change the cases, but we know how this show's going to end.
Guilty.
Like, it just is what it is at this point.
Right.
And yesterday it's like, whoo, Tyler Herro, big balls 3, Bam Adebayo block. But it's still a lot of angst, I imagine, for Heat fans who are living and dying with this team.
Right.
Not the people who are being, sassy pants. I'm talking about like the people who are going to these games every single night, because there are plenty of season ticket holders.
I would think that you are closer to the barometer because you're a fan with good access.
Not a fan with,
and they're just fans without access.
That's
right?
Not
so
fair. I'm boots on the ground, dude.
I would say that you are samesies with a lot of people in that arena. But yeah, man, that would be the nerve-wracking thing to me. It's like, periodically, you keep if you got a corporate tickets, you take all of your corporate sponsors to, the Golden State Warriors and the Celtics. But if you just want to give your tickets to family, then you send them to Orlando, Atlanta, and you hope they have a good time because your team should just run through them. And it's not happening, So I would say you're closer to the barometer than you think. You just don't want to admit being a fan with good access.
I'm not a fan with good access.
Really?
I'm not, dude.
Really?
I'm with good access.
Yeah,
I'm boots on the ground, dude.
Can I tell you something? Your ups and downs with local teams says I am a fan. Okay? Now, your job here and your interaction with the players says you got good access. So I have broken down your definition, and that is exactly what you are, is a fan with good access.
It's not fair, though. Like,
it's not fair.
I keep professional mannerisms.
You're right. It's not fair. And you could probably do something about it, but you're not.
It's not like I'm giving fist bumps to Tyler Herro after the game.
Really?
Like, elephant balls, big shot, baby.
Wait, dude, you're dressed up in a dragon outfit for a player.
Not for a Heat player.
Now, here we go. Let's pull out Semantic Samurai.
Dude, if anybody's a Semantic Samurai, it's you with your katana.
No, that's it. There you go. Not your response.
I'm waiting for your Netflix.
Your response to that. It wasn't a Heat player.
He's not.
Really?
Does he play for the Heat?
So imagine what outfit you would wear if it was a Heat player, because you dressed up like a dragon and it wasn't even a Heat player. And you telling me?
Well, that was the bet. If he was on the Heat, you would have been a dragon.
Dude, you're about. Can I just say this? Can I just say this?
Yeah.
You're closer to Marlins man than you
dude,
are.
That's not fair.
You're
First of all,
really?
I don't.
Who wears outfits? Who wears outfits? You wore the Tyler Herro. You dressed up like a dragon.
He liked that,
right? You had to wait. You had to wear the bear or the bunny out in front of the stadium when it was 8,000 degrees.
That was a kangaroo.
Oh, another one.
Another Goran Dragic bet.
Wait, because you bet right. Because you bet on a Heat player.
I wasn't really doing the locker room thing back then, though. I was just,
it doesn't matter. So right, exactly.
I was doing the two-a-days,
Here's the transition. Back then, you were just a fan.
I think that's fair.
Then they start letting your ass in the locker room, and you became a fan.
I can wear many hats.
You're the only person that comes out of there. Wait, let me ask you something. When all the other reporters are in there,
Yep.
Does anybody leave there after a presser and go, Goosies?
Well, only Ira Winderman.
No, Ira really no. And Ira does it because of you.
I don't think Ira's ever gotten the Goosies.
Right. So think about it. Everybody goes in there with their little backpack and their little tape. They put their tape up and they got professional questions written down, right? And they all serious. Yeah, Ira Winderman from
yesterday was a party in that Heat locker room. They were blasting the music. It was funsies.
Okay, see,
Great time.
See.
Giant speaker.
I'm surprised that we didn't get video of you shaking it up in the middle of the locker room.
I would never do that.
Really? You pretty much done everything else. There you go. Could you mention it and say, hey, who's that? Oh, that's just Tobin.
Huh.
Like, come on.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
See who wiggling in the corner.
But it's okay.
It's not what I do though.
Embrace who you are. That's who you are. I'm fine with it.
I just don't think it's true.
What? I broke it down for you. Is anything I said a lie?
I feel like it's a bad breakdown of film.
Really? Mm.
You know, like it's like it's deception at the line. You're like, oh, he's going over here. Oh no, never mind. I didn't know it was a run play.
No. The only thing we want questions and answers of what is going on and what has happened during the game, and you come out with Goosies and or somebody have a bad game and you come in the next day and put them on notice talking about TTL.
I'm not putting anybody on notice.
Man, what are you talking about?
I like how Kyle Lowry on the bench is working.
Would you say he's the apple bottom of your eye now?
That's
Boots with the fur.
I would say that second unit has a nice flow to it.
Oh. He didn't say no immediately.
He didn't say no.
For Tobin!
Listen, it's okay. My biggest argument or biggest problem I have with you is embrace it.
I would put embrace
okay,
what?
Embrace it.
I feel like I embrace my Heat fandom, but in the walls of the arena during game nights, I'm professional with a capital P.
Wait. Why do we only get pictures of what kind of shoes Floyd is wearing?
He was just wearing a hoodie yesterday. I didn't even notice what shoes he was wearing.
But you know. See what I'm saying? You know.
He's wearing a warm suit. Looked like he was having a good time.
You are making my point for
I
you.
thought he was at the game with Levitard last night. There was a dude he was sitting next to who looked a lot like Dan Levitard, but it wasn't. I pulled in with my camera. I was like, wow. Because from distance, I thought that he was at the game with Levitard.
Dude, and here's the issue.
Which wouldn't have made sense.
Even after I say all the things that I've said.
What?
You then plow through and immediately start talking about who's at the game.
I thought that he was at the game with Levitard. I thought it would have been interesting if Floyd was at the game with Levy.
Interesting.
Levy?
And nothing that has nothing to do with the game. You
well, it just would have been
right?
if Floyd Mayweather was at the game courtside with Dan Levitard, you wouldn't have found that interesting.
When was the last time Ira wrote about who was at the game?
I don't know.
Okay. Anybody else?
Ira asked about Jimmy Butler's hair yesterday. You would have I would have asked.
Question.
If Ira asked about that,
go through a costume change at halftime.
Well, I'll tell you in a second. But if Ira asked that, he's a journalist. If I would have asked that, you would have said that's silly sauce. That's not fair. Now he has 40 years of journalism, but I mean, still, that's not fair, Leroy.
You know, there's two words that apply here. Track record. He's been a professional journalist that may throw in a little off the wall question. You start off with the off the wall question and may throw in a question about the game.
Here was Jimmy Butler on his hair after the game.
My aloe beads came out the other day. I was sick about that, so I just said, just finna take my hair down as a whole. Armando brought me a comb, so that definitely helped. But I wanted to take it down before the game, but my head was itching, so I had to I didn't feel like doing this, so I just took my hair down.
So
Y'all
yeah,
don't
like
know about that. The pat.
I don't.
That's when women go get their hair done on Saturday and they got to get it ready for church for Sunday, but they don't want to mess up their hair. So instead of scratching, they sleep on the tripod. And then when they itch, they slap it. They don't scratch it because they don't want to mess up the hair.
Well, he started the game and he had like this. It looked like Jimmy's usually got the hair.
He looked like
tight.
Hellboy.
Yeah, he had like a
The
quail
Hellboy.
thing going on up
No,
front.
he had two of them right here.
Yeah,
The Hellboy. That's what we call that. The Hellboy.
is that what we call that?
No, that's what I call it. 'Cause it looked like Hellboy.
I thought he had like a peacock thing going on. I was like, all right, whatever. Jimmy's trying stuff, and then like right as he gets out for his first time out, it's all out there, dude.
Yeah.
It was like half out, and then it was all out after the half. And you know what? He came into that third quarter. I'd hate to guard that guy. He's so mean. He gave Kelly Olynyk just a shot to the ribs. Like Kelly wasn't even going to try and defend him, but he just went right into Kelly Olynyk. It must hurt so bad to try and defend Jimmy Butler.
I would say, like, anyone that's that aggressive, trying to get position, is hard to get like perfect position. So you're always going to put your body in harm's way when somebody's that aggressive. Because the crazy thing about it is they know what's coming. You ever notice Jimmy very rarely gets charges?
Very rarely.
Because they're not trying to take that. And that's the whole point of being aggressive, is that you put the onus on the official. Somebody, basically this is what Jimmy's saying. I'm taking it to the rim. Somebody getting called a foul. It's going to be on me or them. But somebody getting a foul or I'm going to get an and one.
And Dave & Buster's month is back just in time for Hoops Tournament Hysteria. We've got your chance to a $250 gift card from Dave & Buster's. Just go to WQAM.com and enter on the contest page. If you win, you can go to Dave & Buster's with your gift card, have a party, all on us. Dave & Buster's. Eat, drink, play, watch sports at Dave & Buster's in Hollywood. Dolphins making some free agent maneuvers. Will more splashes come today? There's a lot of rumors and fodder out there. We'll get into some Dolphins
Mutter. Hello, fodder.
Back after this.
But in Leroy.
Here we go. Here we go.
Go wiggly.
Sean Marion can I'll tell you what.
Everybody, wiggle!
amount to nothing. To all the people that lived above the buildings that I was hustling from that called the police on me when I was just trying to make some money to feed my daughter. Yeah. To all my peoples in the struggle, you know what I'm saying? So,
all right, welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560
read Word Up magazine.
WQAM. Taking you
It's
up
all
until-
good, baby, baby.
baby.
You can't ever play that song without saying that.
Of course. Also, the favorite song of Aaron Feld, Kane strength and conditioning coach.
Wow. What?
Juicy. I saw he was back yesterday. Did you see him? He was on Instagram. I haven't seen him forever.
I mean, listen,
He was
I'm
getting
gonna be honest with you.
Yeah,
They all needed a break.
I agree with that.
Coaches needed to reset. Players need to figure out what they're gonna do. But here's the pressing issue with the Canes, real quick.
Sure.
They got new coaches, new systems. You know, they trying to turn this thing around, get the right people in. Part of the problem is that they're having spring ball with guys who aren't here yet.
I think
you
most
see what I
people are
mean?
here. I know you said that. I don't think that's true. I think a lot that's like they changed that. Like a lot of people can come in early now.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people are here, dude.
Okay.
You get to it. Like, you know, college football, the rules are fugazi. You know,
see, here's what I don't get. You think everything in life is fugazi.
That's not true.
You do. You wait. We had a whole show about this yesterday. The salary cap is make believe, fugazi.
It is.
Now we're talking about college rules.
Yeah.
Okay, you're 2 for 2.
Well, that's football, dude. Speaking of football, we're giving away another dual number custom jersey signed by Mark Duper and Mark Clayton, courtesy of our friends over at Sinbad Sports. For your chance to win, just enter WQAM.com for the autographed jersey. And I want to let you guys know, Sinbad Sports having a huge live auction in Pembroke Gardens this Friday and Saturday. Live bidding on autographs, frames, memorabilia, jewelry, watches, art, and more. They got more than 200 items at this live auction, so check it on out. More details are available at sinbadsports.com. The Dolphins did make a signing yesterday, a couple signings yesterday, Leroy.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They signed a backup quarterback, Mike White, hometown kid, for a 2-year, up to $16 million, but it's really, I think he's got like a 1-year, $4 million something guaranteed. It's not like, you know,
a lot of the backup quarterbacks have clauses if they start X amount of games.
Right. Very incentive based.
Mm-hmm.
Very incentive based.
Which is fine.
But a Pembroke Pines kid. So very cool. They're doing that again. That's happened the last 3 backup quarterbacks now. They brought back a hometown kid. They did it with Brissett, Teddy, and now Mike White. So
cool.
Good. The Jets fans liked him last year. I mean, listen, Braxton Berrios was rats off a ship on his boy Zach Wilson. He's wearing Mike White t-shirts.
Well, how would you like to be Zach Wilson right now?
Not great.
Just go in the corner. We'll let you know if we get a quarterback or not.
He's about to find out. As soon as Aaron Rodgers goes on Pat McAfee today, he'll let everybody know that he's finally a Jet.
But here's the deal is that it might be the best thing to ever happen to Zach Wilson. Because Aaron Rodgers sat 3 years. Right? And if you see the career he's had, we're looking back on it going, why did he sit 3 years? Because he was behind Brett Favre.
Right.
Right. And so it won't be the worst thing for him to be able to reset, refocus, get a idea of what it's going to be like to be a starting quarterback in the NFL from one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this. If you're a Green Bay fan, are you insulted that Aaron Rodgers will then go to the Jets and then show up for off-season programs and go through all the summer stuff and do all those things because last year he refused to do it?
I'm sure there are versions of me that will definitely be petty like that. Yes.
That's not petty, dude. That's part of that job. And so they didn't have success last year. They had a lot of young guys on offense. They never could get it going until late in the season because Nobody was working with Aaron Rodgers during the summer. So if he then comes to the Jets and starts showing up and having all these off-season workouts and showing up to all the off-season activities, if you're a Green Bay fan, you didn't get the best version of Aaron Rodgers, are you going to be upset? You would be.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Packers Tobin would be upset.
Right. Because you're like, oh, now you want to do off-season program.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not going to deny that. That would definitely be a thing for me.
Right.
Trey Wingo is saying it's official. Everybody else was kind of saying the Jets don't know yet, but the Jets are like going after one of his receivers today from Green Bay. That was like the news this morning. So, like, listen, he'll be a Jet. He's stringing everybody along. Let's get it going already. I'm getting annoyed.
Right.
Quite frankly. You know, what are we waiting on?
No, I'm not laughing at you. Periodically, I pay attention to the private chat.
I was just about to look at that too.
Just read the last one.
Can I read that, Marcos?
No, I wouldn't.
I don't know. Leroy says he wouldn't. I don't know.
I would.
All
I
right.
wouldn't because like
We're getting censored now. Is that what you're telling me?
we're not. But it's not even that.
No, I know what the part is that's funny, but it's like
I could just picture Marcos giving him the old Zoe.
I'm like, all right.
You should have started giving yourself a concussion.
I did. I was banging my head on the mic like Leroy yesterday.
No, you gotta take the cushion off, dude. It don't.
Oh, you got to experience concussing yourself on microphone.
I want to talk about this. I got to be honest with you. I'm sorry. I don't have to. I want to talk about this. I'm sorry. Like, I want to know why we're getting censored about this. This is ridiculous. Everybody else gets to play drops on their show. Why are some of our drops getting censored? I don't understand what the problem is.
Maybe it wasn't bleeped enough. If you guys are familiar with the end of the show, we usually play Jimmy Butler saying, "Hope you mother bleepers have a great day."
Right.
And
It's a local tie, and it's a nice send off from Jimmy Butler.
For sure. A star of ours that's known to be a little bit rough around the edges.
Friend of the show says I have beautiful eyes.
True. He loves your baby.
There
blues.
you go. There you go. Every time you
He
go
just
back to
has
fan with
go
good
ahead
access
and
stuff.
mention
So what's the problem? We can't play that. Why? It's too vulgar.
Yeah, it's too vulgar. It's not, I guess, bleeped enough. So
Since
I guess
when? We've been playing it for 3 years.
I know. I'm just like, now today.
I would say perhaps it's not just him.
Nah, I feel like it's just him.
Yeah.
Periodically, Glenn will just come in here with like, he usually lets us do our thing, but like all of a sudden he'll get like his hooks into something, and it'd be like, I don't like it.
The good news is he's showing interest.
I guess, but I'd rather he not. I'd rather us just sit. I'd rather him let us be willy nilly.
Whoa. the Willy Nilly show from 10 to 2.
My favorite though was can you lose the Samuel Jackson at
Yeah.
the end?
Yes, that's the part. Listen, whether we drop it or not is not the funny part. The funny part is the Samuel L. Jackson, to which Marcos responds, "That's Jimmy Butler."
That's Jimmy Butler.
Whoever's saying mother bleeper, just get rid of it.
Yes. Like because it was Jimmy Butler that made it okay.
Well, I mean, it should. I mean, why would we wouldn't play Samuel L. Jackson out of nowhere?
That'd be weird.
That would be weird.
Like, get these snakes off this mother bleeping plane. It's like, why are we ending the show with that?
Maybe now we have to start ending the show with Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, for sure.
Say what again? Say what again?
All right. Well, we'll talk about Samuel L. Jackson's 15 free throws yesterday en route to a Miami Heat win.
This is 15 minutes of your Miami
Heat. 15 minutes of heat here for you on 560 WQAM. Miami Heat win yesterday, 119 to 114 over the Utah Jazz. That's Dwayne Wade's team. He owns a piece of them. 119, 115, excuse me. And Bam Adebayo, huge block with seconds remaining in the game. Tyler Herro, he had the go-ahead three with just under a minute left. This Tyler Herro is amazing, dude. He starts 1 for 9 from downtown. Doesn't care. He does not care.
But that's what they want him to do.
That is what they want him to do. That's what he wants to do. This was Tyler Herro in the locker room afterwards. And he's going to shoot no matter what, no matter the situation.
Just shoot the same shot every time, and sometimes they go in, sometimes they don't. That's part of basketball. And, you got to mentally be prepared. If shots aren't falling, then you got to be mentally strong enough to be able to take that shot at the end of the game and make it. A lot of guys go 1 for 9 and they want to shoot that last shot. And some might say it's a bad shot, but I'm going to stay confident and shoot the ball no matter what I'm shooting from the field. I do not care. I will shoot, and that's what I do.
Goosies.
See? There we go. You're doing it already.
I'm on the show. It's different. I didn't say that in the locker room, although I was thinking it. That's a good Leroy, that's a good quote.
Dude, can I ask you a question?
What?
And here's the thing. You are never like this around the fight game.
That's not true.
In fact, you get mad at me for doing anything that doesn't look like we doing fight stuff.
I wholeheartedly disagree with you. I would say my goose level in the fight game is higher than ever. I always get the gooses.
But you don't act like this.
What do you mean?
You're so serious when we go to these fights, dude.
I'm serious when I'm boots on the ground. Serious business, dude. That's what I'm up to.
I do kind of want to hear, though, if you ever ask a follow-up question, you're like, Tyler, tell me about the shot. He answers, and then you're like, oh, okay, goosies. Anyway. It's goosies, Tyler. Yeah, it's goosies.
I could probably throw that in there once. Well, I'll ask him. I said, did he get the goosies?
Wow. Yeah, you do kind of sneak that in there sometimes.
I could sneak that in. I definitely could sneak that in.
You know what's going to happen, right?
What?
Ira and all those guys are going to look at you and laugh. Because nobody's going to understand it, but the people that follow this show are.
That's right.
And they're going to laugh.
That's right.
Thus,
what's the problem?
Playing right into what I've been saying.
That I'm boots on the ground and taking care of business every day. Taking care of business.
Don't.
Every way.
Worse.
Here was Erik Spoelstra after the game. This was him on Tyler's clutch basket.
Part of Tyler's greatness that he doesn't let, previous misses or miscues or whatever affect his confidence or assertiveness down the stretch. Close game, clutch game, moment of truth. He's fearless. Hey, if I have any complaints, it's not about the percentages of what he's shooting from three. I'd like him to shoot 3 or 4 more. I think he got 10 up tonight, but I think he had windows to get 3 or 4 more. He's a brilliantly accurate shooter. If he can find different ways off the ball and coming off screens, off handoffs, behind the screen, I think everybody's scheming him so hard, to keep him out of the paint and limit his playmaking, that can be the great equalizer. Not everybody has that weapon, that he has. But he read the game very well tonight, and you can't base it on percentages. When he shoots open threes, the whole team and the head coach wants him to take those opportunities.
Goosies. Love that.
Goosies.
You don't love that? That's a coach believing in his player, Leroy.
I mean,
what?
That's a coach that don't have very much of a choice because there's other 2 guys who he said the same thing about refused to shoot it.
They have been shooting it better.
And I think sometimes from a coaching perspective, when you say that to one guy and talk about how elite of a shooter he is, you're basically talking about your other two guys too.
This was where the hell is it? I saw the stat last night. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, this is Simon Sperling at Simon Sperling on social media. Is a good Heat stats follow. Always gives some good nuggets. It says Heat 40% from 3. The first 61 games of the season, they did that 7 times. The last 9 games, they've done it 5. Shooting has been better.
All right.
Shooting has been better.
It has.
Doesn't matter, though. It's still going to be a 3-point game with 1 minute left. Does not matter. It doesn't matter.
I'd like to know, and this is the honest truth. After watching this team all year, how anyone could think they were an 8-point favorite against anyone.
Oh, it's silly. It's silly. If you ever see a spread like that, you need to hop on that if you're a Heat fan. I'm usually not somebody who likes to bet heart insurance. I think it's blood money, and I think it's empty to do that against your teams.
What?
Yeah.
Not unless you
I don't like
cash in.
I don't like it. But like if you can, your team can still win.
You can do like I do.
Hmm?
I just bet on 4 Gold Bob.
All right, dude.
But they also the same. Listen, they also went to playoffs both times I did it. So it wasn't like I'm betting against the team.
I want to close out 50 minutes of Heat with this. So I saw this quote going around yesterday from Jimmy Butler, where he was asked about the tech that he got in Orlando, and his quote was, "I don't give an F." You know, it's a no word, Len. Please don't be mad. So he said, "I don't give an F," and I was like, "Oh, who did he say that to?" I don't remember him saying that to Jason Jackson on the post game press conference. And apparently, he just kind of blurted it out in the locker room because Nick Friedel, Buzz Gibson, he was boots on the ground in Orlando for this. But it's not really Jimmy Butler's quote I want to talk about. It's Nick Friedel's opening paragraph of the song of the story. Orlando, Florida. The sounds of Nickelback coming from the portable speaker in the Miami Heat locker room were unmistakable as the rest of the team and Heat staffers quietly showered and got dressed and picked over post-game pizza following the 126-114 overtime loss. Jimmy Butler decided it was the right time to pump up the volume on his stereo to blast the familiar sounds of Chad Kroger's voice.
Nickelback, dude?
Jimmy Butler's a Nickelback guy.
Jimmy's
What
pissed.
song?
Play Nickelback.
Does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
But it does matter.
No, it doesn't.
Look at his photograph. You like Nickelback, J-Fig?
No, but I know the
Yes, he
song.
does.
It kind of does. Sounds like you like Nickelback.
Really? Wow.
I literally had to.
Then isn't it hard to decide who is Nickelback, Creed? They were all in that same area.
Creed-
Oh, you remind me? That's a good one.
There was a great hate of Nickelback for a lot of people.
And
It's
then
like,
Creed came along, and
no, Creed was first. Creed, I
Oh,
think
okay.
Creed came before Nickelback.
oh, so they got tired of Creed, and then Nickelback came out sounding like Creed. Yeah,
I feel
that's
like
a big
people
no-no.
liked Creed though. Like before, like "Hurt on." It was when Marlins Will Soar came around. They really fell off.
I think I was in middle school when they were okay, like they were popular. After that,
Yeah.
How You Remind Me is a good song.
What?
one?
It's a good song.
Which one?
Something. This is how I feel what I.
Oh, even I know that song.
Yeah, it's a good
I
song.
don't think I know that
It's
one.
not like you say sorry. I hope this is the
Maybe
right
maybe that's what he was playing.
I'm in a different. Yeah, this is how you
Yeah.
remind me.
Well, never made it as a wise man.
Oh, okay.
No, he's
I thought he was saying,
Eric.
hey, can I just say something? I thought it was White Man.
You thought Chad
Every
Kroger?
time he came on,
You thought
every time he came on, I'm like, this song is for me. It was wise.
It was.
Oh, okay, my boss.
You thought Chad Kroger couldn't make it as a white man? I think he's been doing all right.
It's all right.
No, I was
Chad
thinking
is doing just fine.
I thought he was singing that song for me, for my people. No, it was wise.
I never
was
made
like-
it as a wise man. I
Oh.
couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing.
I was like,
Tyler living like a blind man.
Wow.
Wow.
I'd lose it.
Wasn't
All right.
Avril Lavigne engaged or married to this guy?
I believe they were married. Yes, I believe they were
Or
married.
is it the other band?
They were a
Creed?
real 2000s alt rock power couple.
wow. We have really taken the path.
I was just floored. Jimmy Butler is very eclectic. Don't get me wrong. He likes all types of music. If you
So I
follow him
do.
on
I do also though.
but Nickelback, I was like, I didn't think that was going to be in the Jimmy Butler repertoire.
It's not on my playlist.
It's in his story.
And it kind of sounds like Nick Friedel, also a big Nickelback guy, as he writes, he blasts the familiar sounds of Chad Kroger's voice.
They bonded over that moment.
Jimmy, you remember when we listened to this with George Gibson? All right. I learned the Dolphins made a signing yesterday, which I'm very excited about.
But not because it
No. I'm going to tell you why. Because I learned of a new stat, and I'm very excited about this. We'll get to that next.
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Vailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Chris Sims can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM, here with you on a Tuesday. Got a little damages done coming up later on this hour. Let's get to our headlines here. Brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Last night, if you guys didn't catch it, the Miami Heat, they defeated the Utah Jazz 119-115. Talked a lot about it last hour. You guys can use the Odyssey app rewind feature or go to our YouTube page. You guys can scroll on back and watch the show at the start if you want to. You guys do whatever you want there. Check it on out. But the Dolphins, it is the midst of free agency. It is the tampering period where people can now legally go and negotiate and pick deals, and then they'll officially become deals on Wednesday. News, the Dolphins did restructure Jalen Ramsey's contract.
Mm-hmm.
So that frees up more money. And that's basically down to like a $4 million hit instead of a $14 million hit. So that's goosies. But not only did the Dolphins sign a backup quarterback yesterday and Mike White, which, you know, is cool. Local story. I did see there was some Minshew fodder out there, Leroy. I do.
Nope.
I kind of wanted a little Minshew mania down here in the
No,
land.
you don't.
Why not? He's a character.
Dude.
What? He's a better player than Mike White is.
He's very willy-nilly with the football.
He is willy-nilly.
And that's not
Also works out in the nude.
and that's not what you want.
It's not.
No.
Everybody needs a locker room guy to loosen things up.
Okay.
But the big news yesterday, which everybody's pretty hyped about, is the Dolphins signing linebacker David Long Jr. to a 2-year deal. And kind of an under-the-radar signing. Dude from the Titans. He started 12 games last year for Tennessee before he blew out his hammy at the end of the year. But had a career high in tackles. And this is interesting. This was my favorite thing that I learned about him. His father was once knocked out by a former heavyweight champion, Deontay Wilder.
All right. What's his
First round knockout? I mean, he only.
That's not something you come to the table with. My dad got his ass kicked by Deontay Wilder.
Why? There's great honor.
You don't bring that to the party.
What are you talking about? If my father, Deontay Wilder was a long reigning heavyweight champion of the world, and my father was knocked out by him in his boxing career, that's great honor.
You still got knocked out.
Who cares, dude? But it was against the champ.
Who cares?
You don't think that's a fun thing?
Or being knocked out by him.
Yeah.
No, that's not a fun thing.
No, you're wrong, dude. But this is the most important thing. He leads the league, or was one of the leaders in a stat I didn't know was a thing, but now I do, and I'm excited about it. So David Long Jr., a couple things on this. Whenever you sign somebody you're not quite familiar with, I always look, well, what's their fans' reaction to this? They're pissed. They're like, what? We let this guy go? Because they got him on a cheapskis deal. 2 years, $11 million. Hey,
Right.
Great. How about this? He had the second highest run stuff rate in the NFL.
Wow.
Well, guess what?
Run stuff, dude.
Good. Guess what?
What?
Guess what they needed? Run stuff guy.
Dude.
So
I love that stat.
I didn't realize that was a stat.
I didn't either.
How do you even measure that?
Better than Bobby Wagner? Better than that dirty Matt Milano on the Buffalo Bills.
I tell you how you met. Who's willing to put? Basically, is you willing to put your nose in the trouble?
Yep.
That's basically what that is.
Not only that, also one of the linebacker leaders in NFTF over the last 2 years. Nose for the football. A lot of forced fumbles, a lot of interceptions for inside linebacker. You know what he does, dude?
Nice.
Makes impact plays.
We needed that last week.
Can I just tell you? Sometimes you get so excited about stuff, I get less excited.
Why?
And I should be excited.
You should be.
Well, hold on. I should be excited because this is definitely a position of need, and you filled it with a quality player. But you've ruined it.
Why?
With all your silly.
I don't understand, dude.
Next time, lead with the football stuff.
I did.
And side note, Dad got knocked out by Deontay Wilder. Don't start with the Deontay Wilder.
His father was a boxer with a boxing record. He's a badass kid.
So that's footnote stuff. The football stuff is the most important stuff.
But his father got to fight Deontay Wilder like this.
Again, that's side note stuff.
You only lasted a minute and 15 seconds. I put the if you want to, I know you don't open the rundown, Leroy, but I did put a video of the fight in the rundown because I knew you want to see somebody get knocked out. So if you do want to see David Long Sr. get knocked out, it is there for you if you want to check it out. Just for kicks. And by the way,
he's already looking.
yeah, of course
was it glorious?
Oh, it was because it was like Deontay Wilder's 20th fight. So like, you know, he was landing some bombs. Maybe not everybody quite knew how many bombs Deontay Wilder was landing. It was glorious.
Nah, David Long knew.
Let's see.
David Long knew. And you know what he knew? After he saw his dad get up and after he saw him get out of the ring that day, he goes, I'm gonna stop some runs.
Yep.
Enough of this boxing nonsense.
Where's
Must
the
become a
video?
linebacker.
It's clickable, Leroy.
Yeah, you click on it, Leroy.
It's incredible. Keep going. Don't stop on my behalf. On my part.
No. We were actually very interested in seeing if you can find it. I'm very. So, dude, you're not excited about run stuff rate? I didn't even know.
Yes.
I was so excited.
Hold on.
Whoa,
What
I
do
just
click
saw it.
on?
Yeah, it's a hell of a knockout.
Click on the Deontay Wilder knocked out.
Yes.
Just click on that.
Yep.
That's the one.
All right.
I'm impressed.
No,
Wait.
Deontay Wilder came up.
No, dude. You go. It doesn't matter. You know what, Leroy? It's like trying to set up my mom's printer. Don't worry about it, dude. I'll send it to you during the break.
Wow, why are you? Dude, you said it's clickable. I'm clicking on your First of all, hold on. Don't get mad at me. You underlined everything and made it blue. So I was just clicking on the blue stuff.
It's adorable. That's okay, Grandpa.
Do I click out knocked out? Do I click out
Yes.
Deontay Wilder?
Yes. No, you click out knocked out.
Oh, really? Okay.
Or you could just scroll to the bottom where the video is.
Here we go. Here we go. Wow, that ring's tiny.
How about this? So Warren Sharp at Sharp Football, he says, David Long, sneaky underrated signing, changed the perspective of the Titans D when he missed games. Since becoming a starter, Titans went 20-7 when healthy, 3-10 when he was not.
Wow.
He's a good player.
Good
That's
player. Good player.
And got him for a steal.
A steal, dude. That's what Sharp says. 5.5 per year, if healthy, is a robbery. Now, has had some soft tissue issues. All right. There's a reason he's a bargain.
I'm
He got
tell you why.
them
Tell you why
hammy.
in a second, as soon as I see this knockout.
-1 for leaning out of the camera.
I'm not leaning out. My whole face is in the camera.
You're delighted because you want to see somebody get knocked out. Marcos, and we were watching yesterday. We were watching at your baby shower. We watched Power Slap.
Oh,
and
dude. He might as well have been a boxer because you can't get knocked out like that.
Leroy was giggling like a little kid watching this guy get power slapped. He loved it.
You're the demographic.
He is.
Oh!
Yeah.
Wasn't good. Was not good.
The ref had to pull his ass back in the ring.
Yep.
Hold on, let me. Hold on. Wait.
Oh, I love a British announcer.
Oh yeah. Usually they make sports so much better.
They really do, especially boxing.
I was
Boxing,
trying to go
soccer.
back. Hold on. Here we go.
Oh, we got some breaking Dolphins news.
What
Whoa.
happened?
Adam Schefter
Yep.
is reporting
Yep.
that the Miami Dolphins
Mm-hmm.
and running back Raheem Mostert has reached an agreement on a 2-year
Oh my
deal.
goodness.
Yeah.
Dude.
That a boy.
You know, the worst things are the delayed knockout. When you get hit and then you like kind of stumble and then
Raheem Mostert is getting a 2-year deal from Miami worth up to $7.6 million with incentives, according to Adam Schefter. So
now
Mike
we need the big boy. We
Mike
need,
McDaniels. Yeah, you're right. No, we do. Which we'll get to in a second because there is some fodder that's out there. But Raheem Mostert getting a 2-year deal, according to Adam Schefter. So Mike McDaniels' favorite player. He is coming back fast, super fast, really fast.
That's it.
Oh,
You listen. The whole offense is built on team speed. And like if there was any running back who would fit this team that is a free agent or could be a free agent, I would say is Dalvin Cook.
Well,
but regardless, you still need a big back. And so they're still gonna, and I would guess they traded for him. Well, what's his name?
Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson. They traded for him. They're probably, doing everything they can to re-sign him. So
it's possible. I mean, they maybe we'll get into some of that with the Dalvin Cook stuff because there is some stuff out there, some rumblings, some rumors, some Twitter streets. So we'll take a quick break and get into that coming up on the other side.
NFL
Green's personal pride was hurt, and he was.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Leroy, can we get a weather update from the domestic
Yes, you
Dover
can.
law firm? YourAccentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
Seemed like it cooled off a little bit last night, but we got partly cloudy skies. Winds are, wow, it's too cloudy to tell which way the winds are blowing. But I'm going to guess because they were out of the northwest yesterday, I'm going to say they're pretty consistent northwest. And the temperature is right around 80.
Yeah, how do you do, Marcos?
Currently, it is indeed partly cloudy with a chance of rain later, and it is about 81 degrees. Winds out of the west southwest.
Well, southwest, so it switched. All right. Couldn't see my clouds. The clouds above my house were too thick. Couldn't see which way they were moving.
No birds, too. Can't look at the planes or nothing.
Can't look at the planes. Well, because guess what? If I don't see the planes, that's usually an indication they're coming out of the east because they turn before they get over to my house.
Guy texts in and he says, Tobin, please talk about Barry Jackson's tweet that the Finns are interested in Derrick Henry, Ekeler, or Dalvin Cook. It's whaling season, baby! Woo! I actually have to see if this is a real tweet, but sharpen the harpoons, boys.
If you had a preference
hold on,
based on the fact that they just signed Mostert,
yeah,
then it would probably be Derrick Henry.
Let's see. Barry, okay, so somebody says this on Dolphins Reddit. Barry was asked by somebody, hey, Barry, have you heard any whispers? I love the way this guy asks question. Any whispers about Miami targeting either Henry or Ekeler? And Barry responded, both. And Cook cannot be ruled out.
Although he did just tweet about Dalvin Cook essentially ruling him out.
What did he say?
This is 2 minutes ago from Barry Jackson per source. Dolphins, after initial inquiries with Vikings, were not anticipating trade for Dalvin Cook, at least as of AM. That could change if Vikings decide to do something with him. Finns appreciate his skills. As for now, search continues for a
okay. So the I see that. So the Vikings are being sassy about it.
Yeah. No, it's not that. But you already look. Dalvin Cook, I would say, is better than Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, I would say so too.
But you need a different type of runner. So bringing Dalvin Cook and having Mostert as the same type of back, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, it's basically like right now, if the Vikings are trying to play some hard ball or they're trying to, they're trying to make it seem, we're not going to give up this because they don't want to get, look, the word's out on Chris Greer, okay? And here's the facts about it. Dude's a shark, okay? This dude is a shark. And so if you get the call and cling, it's Chris Greer. Ah! They don't want to answer right now. Because
Really?
this dude is out here with his shears and he's fleecing fools, dude. He is fleecing GMs.
But hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
What?
He didn't fleece the Rams for Jalen Ramsey.
Fleeced him, dude. Fleeced him.
Here's why.
What?
You basically took advantage of a team that's going in a different direction than you are.
So silly.
They wanted to get rid of the money.
Yeah. And what do they get? Hunter Long. That's what you got for Jalen Ramsey. For Jalen Ramsey, you got a tight end that nobody uses.
He had one catch in his career.
Congratulations. Hey, you want to know what I call that, Leroy? All right, here's what we call that. A fleece, dude. That's what we call that.
Right.
In fact, I saw what a boy wonder over there. What the hell's that GM? What's that coach's name? McVay?
Yeah.
Oh, Sean McVay.
It's crazy. He's all chilly right now because he just got fleeced.
Poor guy.
He's got no wool left. That's what happened.
No.
He's a naked sheep.
That was terrible.
No, you're terrible.
No, why am I terrible?
What do you make of Tua's trainer, Nick Hicks? What do you make of him spelling out Dolphins? Okay. But instead of what did he change? I think he changed the P. He changed the P to a 4. And he also trains Dalvin Cook. What do you make of that? Huh?
I mean,
Subliminal?
first of all, let's keep in mind
Yeah.
the players that players want to play for or with
Yeah.
are usually different than what the GM and management wants. So just because the trainer is putting Dalvin Cook there, your organization and Chris Greer have a different agenda in how to fill that role.
Yeah, well, the
I
reports
don't
are
know
saying,
what it is.
but the reports are saying they are interested. The
Right, but that's
Vikings-
what I'm saying. I don't know what it is.
I see. You know what? I know what that is. You want to know what that is?
What's that?
That's a tea leaf, dude. Wow, that's a tea leaf if I've ever seen one.
So
It's
Trying to
somewhere.
give that guy a gold star.
I'm not. Well, hold on. It could be a tea leaf or could be rumblings. I don't know. I don't know what.
You didn't jinx us.
I don't know if that's rumblings. I don't know if that's. I don't. Maybe we're in a rumor mill. I don't know.
So here's my question.
Yeah.
You have Mostert, and now you need a bigger back to kind of take care of the other,
Yeah.
part of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if see you guys look at running backs and look at them a little bit differently than I do. There's different levels of football players, but you're also filling roles. You understand what I'm saying? And so they need to have a bruiser back there because at the end of the game or when it gets to December or 4 minutes,
I got you.
You can't do it with a scat back. And if you already have one of those guys, because your identity on offense is speed, first and foremost.
I would say Ekeler's probably the least likely out of all of them, right? Like, because it feels like.
I mean, he's the one that of the guys that you've talked about so far. Here's the order in which I look at them being able to finish a game in that last 4 minutes. Derrick Henry, Austin Ekeler, and then Dalvin Cook. Okay. Now, if that's why I always thought that they would just re-sign the guys they had because they traded for them, and it would be a senseless trade if you just let them walk.
Yeah, but they didn't give up much for him, and I don't even think Mostert. I think Mostert was a free agent when they got him.
Yeah,
he's just the only thing I would say with those guys is they're both very tight with Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel and Mostert are like BFF, and he basically scouted Jeff Wilson.
Right. So
and they have been on the record saying that they would be cool bringing it back. But I think that this is one of those things where, look, that's a very
you can play it out.
That's a very reasonable deal for Raheem Mostert. So they have their safety blanket. That is, Mike McDaniel's guy. Should all things not go their way, or they got to wait till even the trade deadline in the middle of the season or after the draft, or maybe they draft somebody. I don't know. But they have somebody in the fold right now that they know they had success with last year.
Mm-hmm.
But now, listen, you got some men on base. You got some ducks on the pond. Go take some porn hawks, baby. 3-0, green light. Take some swings.
All right.
Why, man? Hey, listen, you're only saying that because I'm excited about it.
No, that's not why.
Come on, little King Henry.
Not why.
Little King Henry. We could get some crowns.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How much you think that'll cost to bring Derrick Henry in?
I don't know. How much does he make?
$16 million. No, that's my guess. That's not me answering your question. Tobin.
That's about what his last contract was.
I feel like that's what it's
somewhere around.
I feel like Derrick Henry on an expensive deal, worn out tires. I feel like probably another Picksky. Little third rounder.
I still have our second, right? We can give that up.
No, I agree with you. It probably wouldn't cost you much because of the money and how old he is. But
I mean, the only thing, like, if you did that, if you did do a home run swing for him, that pretty much puts you up against. Now, they may have to wait to do that deal like until the Byron Jones money frees up, because that's going to basically double up their cap.
My question to you is this: with what you still have to do,
yes,
is it fiscally sound to go and spend 10, 13 million on a running back.
Dude, can I just be honest with you?
Come on.
Look, your answer, if you're doing a show with Logic Boy, is no. But I'm like a dog. I only have high pitch whistle. You know, I don't know what fiscally sound is. Is that like, I can't hear that? What's fiscally sound? Fiscally sound. I don't listen to that.
It's a cap.
Get out of here. Oh. When you see it, I'll believe it, dude. You're like one of these. I swear I've seen Bigfoot. I haven't. Okay. I mean, you're adorable. And I mean that with respect and your football knowledge, which is very strong. Very strong. But I've never seen it. Have you seen a cat, Marcos?
Still no. When has it ever been like?
When has it been there, dude?
Prove it. No pictures. You think no one's gotten a picture of the cap?
Just feels like Chris Greer flips over the couch. Oh, what have I found? More cap space.
Mm-hmm.
In any event, you think it's smart to spend 13 to 14 million
on a king,
on a 30-year-old running back?
Yeah, he's a king. He's you
he
got to
was a king.
No, you got to respect the Royals, dude.
13 million, dude. Come on.
Is he a top 3 running back in the league?
No.
What? Maybe not anymore.
He
was the running back in the league.
See, that's the thing with Tobin. And I wish that I had his eyes watching me play football. Because all Tobin can remember is the great things that you've done. And he always sees you in that light.
He ran for 1,500 yards last year, Leroy. Now, would I be terrified that he's had carries of 303, 378, then had a broken foot, 219 with 8 games, and then 349? Would I be a little scared of that at 29 years old? No, he's a moose, dude. You see him? He can't be stopped. It's like a battering ram.
Hey, you got me. Because I thought you really?
Oh, man. Damage is done, my friend, is next.
damage done.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Hey, Snoop Dogg is bringing his high school reunion tour to the I Think Financial Amphitheater in West Palm this August, and we want you to go. For your chance to win, head on over to WQAM.com and enter. You can be seeing Snoop Dogg with Wiz Khalifa and a whole lot more. Did you know Wiz Khalifa is part owner of the PFL, Leroy? The Professional Fighters League. Yup. Loves the MMA. It's a Live Nation show, and those tickets are courtesy of Live Nation. Leroy and I went to a PFL show, and it was maybe the longest MMA show of our lives. Very, very slow pace.
Yeah, that's my I guess knock on like track, for example, or different events. I'm sure you've probably experienced this with cheerleading. You may have like one event at like 9 a.m. and then your next event is at 1 p.m., 2 p.m. kind of vibe. I don't like the all day event. Give me my 3-hour game and I'm good to go.
You could have 11 fights lined up, but if the first 7 last a minute, you got some issues.
Yeah, sure.
And a lot of times they have these young fighters doing a little warm-up thing to get their feet wet.
Yeah.
Against guys with newspapers and cigarettes.
All right. Let's get to Damage is Done. We have a special guest to start things off today. Robbie the Degenerate is calling in for Damage is Done today. Hello, Robbie.
What's up, guys?
How are you?
Doing all right, man. I wouldn't be calling in if I didn't have an all-timer here.
Okay.
Oh,
wow. All right, let's get to it.
All right. So last night I was a little BOTG at the Lone Depot watching some WBC, Puerto Rico against Israel.
Yep.
And you guys know Edwin Diaz, the Mets closer?
Yes.
Yep. Yes. Is he the one with the music?
Yes, he's got that sick entrance. This is where I'm going with this. Yeah. And as much as I hate the Mets, you know, that entrance is pretty cool.
It is cool. Even the Heat have stolen it lately. They use that for one of their stand-up intros when they're trying to make a rally.
And so it's, you know, the Puerto Rico's kicking the crap out of Israel. It's 9-0, but Edwin Diaz has not yet pitched in this tournament yet. So you'd figure he needs to get some work, and not to mention Puerto Rico's working on a perfect game and maybe possible mercy rule. And so all of a sudden he comes into the, like, you know, I'm thinking he's going to come into the game in the 7th inning, you know, to try to, you know, finish the game out. And so sure enough, he trots out of I see somebody running out of the bullpen in the 7th inning. I'm like, yeah, pretty sure it's Edwin Diaz. He's running out of the field. They're doing the damn hat shuffle. They have no idea what's going on. And so he runs onto the field. He goes out, he throws his 3 innings, and then after the inning's over, then they play the song, bro. It's like, bro, damage is done, my friend.
What? You didn't play it for his intro? They're doing hat shuffle?
Done, my friend. Yes.
They played it when he left.
Wow. Never heard of it. Never heard of it.
That's what happens. That's what happens, Robbie, when word gets to the booth that you played the wrong song, and the guy goes, I'll get him when he leaves.
I'll make good on it.
He's not a baseball fan. He doesn't understand how it works.
But he did 3 innings, so he came out for another inning, and they didn't play for the start of another inning.
He just came in for the 7th because they need to get him some work. And, and then, you know, once he gets the 3 outs, then they play the song as he's walking off the field.
Did people like it when they played it though?
Yeah, but it wasn't the same. The Puerto Ricans were ready to explode if they would have played that song. And it was like, yeah, whatever. It wasn't
damage is done, my friend.
All right.
Yeah.
That is an all-timer, Robbie. Thank you for joining Damage. Yeah. Any thoughts on Dolphins free agency thus far?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, you got to like the Jalen Ramsey. I mean, I figured it was only going to be a 3rd-round pick. When I heard, they're going to trade for Jalen Ramsey, like, that's not going to cost them much because, you know, the salary stuff. But yeah, Mike White. I figure Mike White's going to start a lot of games. It's a good. I think it's a good pick for the. What?
You're a real bastard. Get out of here.
-1.
Speaking of Mike White, that is actually my damage is done for today. So Mike White
done,
of Pembroke Pines, he is now signed to the Dolphins as their backup QB. And the Jets fan liked him last year. You know, he played through injury. He played tough. You know, certainly, I mean, you know, he also had the back out of his jersey, basically not Zach Wilson. Like, so they had that going for him.
Anybody who wasn't Zach Wilson was loved in New York.
J-Fig will bring this up on the video feed if you guys haven't seen this. But look how WFAN, our sister Odyssey station, sent him off. They put end of an era in New York. Thank you, Mike White. And they put behind him angel wings and a halo. And I'm like,
that doesn't look right.
What is this? Why does this look like this should be on a t-shirt?
Yeah, he didn't die. He left. It looks like
You're dead.
They killed Mike White.
Oh my God.
The damage is done, WFAN.
Damage is done, my friend.
Yikes. Mikey Blanc.
Little too much. A little too much from the fan.
I mean, our barometer, our New York barometer is Vlad. so we don't. So
that was something. What do you got for damage, Leroy?
I've been watching, the free agency and watching all these teams, go around and think they have a kind of a chance at getting some of these players. And who was it? It was Jimmy Garoppolo. He had a choice between Vegas and Houston.
Yep.
And I would say to Houston, you have no chance. Nobody's going to sign up. The damage is done with what you do to that organization. Who wants to play there? They would have had to give Jimmy Garoppolo the old Kirk Cousins deal. $90 million, all guaranteed for 3 years. That's the only thing that would have got him there. They are going to be the team because of how they've done things that is going to have to overpay for every player that they get until they turn it around. So they've already done so much damage to that organization. It's going to cost them so much money for average players to get out of being a top 5 pick every year that it's ridiculous. Jimmy Garoppolo is choosing between Vegas and Houston. He's choosing between Vegas and retiring.
I did see, though, Devontae Adams doing some social media kerfuffling. Like, he doesn't seem too happy about it.
About Jimmy Garoppolo being there?
Yeah, he doesn't seem too happy about it.
Here's how this goes. I've played with guys for a number of years that have taken me under their wing and I've become friendly with. And one is Eric Metcalf, right?
Oh, my God.
And I got a call Saturday morning saying, hey, how do you feel about Eric Metcalf getting traded? I'm like, what? So I understand where he's coming from, but
so you think it's a
good team.
You think it's more of a because he was so close with Derek Carr
and Aaron Rodgers.
All right,
he's been close with his last 2 quarterbacks. He doesn't know Jimmy Garoppolo. Yeah. So that's not a knock against Jimmy Garoppolo. That's just kind of now he's going to play with somebody he doesn't know. And it kind of sucks for him because that was one of the main reasons why he went to Vegas was because of Derek Carr.
What do you got today, J Fig? By the way, I'm sorry I mistagged you on Twitter, J Fig. I thought that I had the right one.
The damage is done.
Jeez.
Damage is done, my friend.
What do you got? Is that yours, or do you have something else today?
I mean, that could be mine. So you guys know how I really don't watch different shows on streaming platforms.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I constantly watch the same ones over and over again because that's my comfort. This weekend I went to go watch one of my comfort shows that was New Girl.
Love New Girl.
Yeah, that's with the younger her sister does Bones, right?
The other day Chanel.
Yeah.
Yes. Her sister does Bones and she does New Girl, but she was doing movies before this, right?
Is that a story about John Jones?
Jesus.
-1.
I'll take it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
When I go to press it to start watching it, guess what Netflix decided to pull on me? The last day to watch New Girl is April 9th.
Oh,
I lost my mind.
wow.
So
They're
there's
pulling
no
it.
more New Girl
My
after that?
favorite shows.
Who's scooping up New Girl?
So after me having a
Ooh.
huge heart attack and going crazy over this because
It's
I
still
love
a
that
month
show,
away.
Yeah, that is a lot.
I don't care.
You just want it to be there.
It has to be there, okay?
Sounds like a blankie or something.
It
like
is
it
just like the one that Leroy has in his lap right now.
It's her Raheem Mostert. That's like, that's
I need it to survive. So then I went nuts and I had to go on my phone and start researching. And thank God that it's gonna be on Peacock and or Hulu.
All right.
So that made me feel a little bit better. But the damage was done. All of
Yeah.
that stress for nothing.
Damage is done, my friend.
Yeah, but that's what happens. See, you just pulled the Tobin there. You react before you find a solution.
Huh.
You shouldn't have taken it off.
I don't think I'd do
It's
that.
a month away, J Fig. You would have had time to figure it out.
You're right there. What am I gonna do?
You're gonna go to Peacock.
Thankfully. What if it wasn't? What if it wasn't there?
If the
But
show's good enough, somebody's gonna carry it.
True. Yeah, good. That's a really popular show.
They just move around.
Marcos, what do you got for damage today?
My damage is done goes to a 25-year-old woman out of, I don't even say where she's from. Who cares? This is the story that I saw on a very reputable source online, so I didn't even question whether or not it was real. The Hood's Finest. It's an Instagram page. Anyway, after only 24 hours in her own company, a woman who claimed to have married herself has said that she is considering getting a divorce. 25-year-old Sophie Maurer took to social media in February to inform her fans and followers that she had married herself. She posted pictures donning a white bridal gown and 24 hours later decided, one day I'm married to myself and I can't take it anymore. I'm seeing how this divorce issue is a real case in America. To me, damage is done, my friend.
Damage is done, my friend.
You got to go to therapy. You got to stick it out.
Wow.
You work on a relationship. You made a commitment. You married yourself. You got to work on it, guys. You can't just, run out the.
I have a saying. Nobody can love you like you.
Look at that.
And clearly,
she can't love herself well enough to stay with her.
It's a love-hate relationship, though.
Damage is done.
That is damage is done. We will take a quick break here on the show. Back with more silly sauce after this. Made me so happy at Marcus's baby shower when this played. It was just a delight. Walk, 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 walk. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin here with you alongside Leroy Hoare, Jennifer Figueroa, and Marcos Gonzalez. I don't know why I went full Bruce Buffer on everybody there.
That was good, though. I liked it, yeah.
Anyway,
I'm actually scared to say any of those. Like, I don't want to say his name again. We can't say his name again.
Whose name?
Exactly.
The dude. You talking about that the Italian dude on the Jazz?
No. By the way, I called him the Italian intangible in my description of hour one.
Dude, that guy lit us up. I'm like, who is that guy?
What about Markkanen?
Oh,
that guy's been.
Markkanen's been killing it.
He's been killing every time he plays against the Heat. I don't care where he is. Kills the Heat. We have one of those. He's in Sioux Falls.
You can't just say that Nikola Jovic is a Markkanen. You don't know that. They're not even from the same place. Markkanen's from Finland. Home of Alexander Barkov. Not a lot of Finnish basketball players.
Nope. Not a lot of tall Finnish.
I will say a lot of tall intangibles on that Utah team.
I'm telling you.
With Walker.
I watched the game, and when the Heat had Kevin Love, Cody Zeller.
Cody Zeller didn't play.
Cody Zeller. I mean, they had who they have?
They had Strus.
Yeah, Strus, and then the point who's
Tyler.
Why am I throwing a blank? And then the Jazz have 4 intangibles.
A lot of intangibles.
Wow. Whew. Feel like I'm watching the Hoosiers movie.
The Panthers are off until Thursday. Let's get some cat talk here. Brought to you by our friends at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius party play and get that energy up. It is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drinks of the Florida Panthers.
That's just the prop, because I remember kicking that can around and it's all bent up on the top.
I've heard a lot of people like that Arctic, though. Like
I know. A lot of other people in the building love it.
Love it. And I'm like, all right, well, listen, to each, so that's the beauty of Celsius. What are they, like 14 flavors? It's got something for everybody. Well, I tell you what, that green cherry that you got me on, that was really good. And then J-Fit got me on that strawberry lemonade. That's like my new favorite.
You could go strawberry lemonade, you could go green apple cherry, or you could just kick the Sprite or the 7-Up flavor.
So the Panthers will be back in action on Thursday.
What's up with the big break?
Canadiens hockey. I don't know. Why do they play back to back and then they got 4 days off until their next game?
Right.
Makes no sense. So the Panthers currently they are 3 points back of the New York Islanders. Do have a game in hand. They do. That's what the facts.
Yeah, but you know why that's stupid? Because you're assuming they're gonna win it. What if they lose? They could be 4 out or 5 out.
Well, I hope they don't. I don't think the Canadiens are very good this year.
But I'm just saying, having a game in hand means nothing.
Better beat these Canadiens because you know that building's going to be packed with them. Do you think?
Oh yeah. Usually, you ever notice the Panthers play all the Canadian teams over the Christmas break?
I didn't notice that, but I'll keep an eye on that.
Because the Canadians are down here. They want to fill that
Of
arena.
course. Yeah, of course. I did see that on the NHL. They're doing some broadcast, I think, tonight on ESPN Plus with Big City Greens. You guys know about Big City Greens?
I do not.
I don't. It's like my son's favorite cartoon. And so they're doing some kind of like
Nickelodeon?
Yeah, they're doing like they do like the Nickelodeon broadcast. They're doing something like that on ESPN Plus, but with Big City Greens, which is a Disney show. And I'm looking forward. I might watch that with my son tonight. We might watch it. Hey, Cricket.
Big City Greens.
Yeah, Big City Greens. You got Cricket and Tilly.
Okay.
They came from the farm and then they live in the city. Big City Greens. Tilly.
Well, how do they survive? What do they eat? Because
what do they eat?
Yeah, plants and stuff. And now you got a cricket down.
No, his name is Cricket. They're just people.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was an actual cricket.
Yeah.
Like a cartoon. I mean, a cartoon, silly me thinking it was a talking insect. Sorry.
Totally fair. Totally fair.
Yeah.
Now, I wasn't alone there, was I?
I was Googling it.
I mean, I didn't think it was a cricket.
I was Googling
You
it.
didn't think it was a cricket?
No.
His name was Cricket.
Okay, so
J-Fake knows
cartoon.
people are
It's a
named Cricket.
cartoon.
You don't know anyone named Cricket, Leroy? You're from Louisiana.
No, we got June bugs and poochies.
Oh, okay.
I used to watch a show
It's a
where
different
a
insect.
woman was called Cricket. So
Waddle Baby
really?
Waddle wants to call in to explain games in hand to Leroy, which, of course, Waddle Baby Waddle, if they want to call, 305-567-0560.
means. It means you have one less game played than the other team.
Maybe he'll convince you to like games in hand. So if Waddle Baby
I don't
Waddle
like it.
wants
Wait,
to call in,
Hold on. When your team is 3 points out, all I'm saying is this. I get the games in hand, but I hate the way you say it as if they just going to go pick up 2 additional points. I'm saying game in hand, you could also lose and end up further out of the playoff spot.
so if Waddle Baby Waddle wants to call 305-567-0560, Schmeeth and Schmolnick, he wants to know if he can call and tell Leroy to go leave himself. I would expect nothing less, Schmeethan, but apparently we have a man.
Point for Twitcher.
Our management is very sensitive about no words lately, so apparently you can't do that. You could tell him to go to hell, though.
Yeah, I don't trust him.
I don't trust him either. What does Schmeeth and Schmolnick sound like? I don't even know.
sounds
That's
like
true,
or
actually.
she, whatever.
Yeah, you're right. How do we know? Maybe it is a she.
Maybe it's Robbie.
Maybe it's
I'm going to tell you like this. With all the trash he talk, he better not come on with a timid voice. Hi guys, Leroy, you can go straight down. I'm like, no.
Anyway, let's get
Say
some
it with your
headlines.
chest.
Let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck in a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Still waiting on Aaron Rodgers. Nothing new there. So
Why? Why?
We're just waiting.
I'm over it. I'm over it.
Just become a Jet already, dude.
And the reason why I'm over it is because at some point your greatness needs to guarantee something. And you couldn't guarantee it when you had the best of everything. Right? Going 13-3, 14-2, 12-4, winning divisions, doing all these things, you only won 1 Super Bowl. So although, yeah, you're going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, although you're going to, you're considered great. I agree with all that. But don't ask me to mortgage my future for the hopes that you could do something that you haven't only done once in 15 years.
I do like the quote, though. It's a funny quote from Shannon Sharp today on Undisputed, where he goes, typical Aaron, holding teams hostage with his decision. The quicker he moves to the Jets, the quicker I'm going to forget him stinking up the joint the last 3 years, even with the 2 MVPs. Can you stink up the joint with 2 MVPs?
Yeah, because guess what? Because when you think of the playoff runs they both made, at the end of both of those games, we had questions about Aaron Rodgers.
Listen, he definitely has blame in that. There's no doubt about it. But do you get, I just feel like if you win MVP, I thought that gives you stink up the joint immunity.
Not from a player perspective. Because here, think of it this way.
Yeah.
If you are supposed to be their savior or any team you go to savior, that means that when it's a time to make a big play at a key moment, you got to make that play.
Let's hear from Waddle Baby Waddle. Hello, Waddle Baby Waddle.
Yeah, doing. All right, so Leroy, I'm sure you know. For hockey, it's not by wins and losses, by points. Every win is 2 points. If you make it to overtime and lose, it's 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
So games in hand doesn't mean you're going to get points from it, but you can't lose any points. That's like you and Leroy, you and Tobin shooting free throws. Best of 10. You make 6 out of 10. Tobin makes 4 out of 7. Technically, you're beating him by 2 points. He still has 3 shots in hand. The worst he could do is still 4. So it doesn't mean you're going to get any points out of it, but you still have a chance to catch up without losing any ground. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Wow.
But
You waddle, baby, waddle.
I understand all of that. But when we talk about games in hand, we always seem to talk about it like, oh, they just going to go get 2 points.
Right.
And I'm saying, wait a minute. The reason why we're paying attention to games in hand, because they haven't done that. They're 3 points out.
But they still got a chance.
They have a chance. Correct. But we like to just assume that all of a sudden they go do something they haven't done in how many games they played so far?
Even with you saying that, though, like, I got to be honest with you. Like, Aaron Rodgers on the Jets, like, I know it's the Jets, but it does make me nervous about them. Like,
listen.
Like, I'm going to tell you right now, I still feel like I got confidence in the Dolphins winning the division this year, but I would almost have more worry about the Jets with the talent that they have, the defense they have, because you see all the people that are starting to leave Buffalo.
That's
they're
what
starting
happens.
to have their roster trimming.
Right.
Like, I'm almost, and the way that Josh Allen's banged up like this and busted up elbow, runs into people like a freight train. Like, I don't know, man. I honestly would have more worry about what the Jets are going to be as a divisional rival this year than I would be the Bills.
I agree with you. I agree with you. And everything that you said is accurate. That Aaron Rodgers on the Jets should bring more fear to the division than what Buffalo is doing. But just like we talk about Buffalo and having all that talent and all those wins, but can't win a championship, Aaron Rodgers is damn near in that same boat. And so I'm saying, yeah, he won a championship, 10 years ago?
I think it was more than 10 years ago. Was it 2011?
Yeah, even longer. So he won a championship. And so we have just been crowning him as the guy to get it done. He was in the best situation of anybody in the NFC and the NFC North when it was crappy, just rolling up all these division titles, having all these great records, and he gets to the playoffs and nothing. And so I would say to you that we're having a lot of confidence in a guy who hasn't shown that he could get you over the hump. And even with the MVPs, even with everything, he seems to get a pass on a lot of criticism.
He definitely does.
When it comes to quarterbacking, because if it were anyone else, we'd be talking about he only won one. What about the time when it was 3rd and 5 and the coach didn't go for it on 4th because Aaron Rodgers decided to throw it away instead of running and he was wide open?
True.
All these things come into play with me, and I tend to say, okay, give me something besides it's Aaron Rodgers that he's done in the last 10 years that would say if he went to the Jets, they're going to win a championship. I'll wait.
Josue says the Jets weren't even better than the Patriots. What's he going to do that the Dolphins can't deal with? I'm just saying, dude. Like, first of all,
he
they
brings more validity to the quarterback position, and they have talent. They had the offensive and defensive rookie of the year last year, so they have young talent on that team. They can run the football. They play good defense. They have receivers that can get open. So yes, a competent quarterback and a quarterback who is above average and is elite will definitely make a difference on that team. However, how much of a difference? Because we know Vlad and all of New York is going to be saying championship. And I would say to you, what are you basing that off of? That he's done it? And that's where I am with that.
I think when it comes down
when Tom Brady was free and he was deciding where he was going to go, he came with 6 Super Bowls.
Yeah, but there was a lot of people that thought Brady was washed too. Like, don't forget how it ended with the Patriots.
Right. Yeah. And that's fine. But as much as you say about Brady and him being washed or whatever, he's still coming with some hardware. That he's done it. He knows how to get it done. And that's what he did. If I take the same situation and I take and put Aaron Rodgers in that Tampa situation, are you going to tell me you feel more confident in winning the championship?
No, I mean, look, Tom Brady is, you can't even compare the resumes. It's
Right.
not even close. But I will say, like, I don't know. There's an element because of, and a way this kind of reflects on Tom, because of Tom's ability to still, what was he? He was, top 5 last year in passing yards. Like his ability,
he led the league.
Did he lead the league last year?
I think so.
His ability to elongate his career and still put up numbers, like I think it gives people a weird sense of security that the quarterbacks can keep doing this, and I don't know if that's going to be the case. He was third.
That's another thing that I've had questions about, because in order to bring a guy like this, you're gonna have to give him a multi-year deal, and so yeah, I would be nervous about that, but I would be less nervous if the guy had won 6 championships. I would be extremely nervous if the team that he's been with for the last 15 years has made the playoffs almost every year, won the division almost every year, had home field advantage almost every other year, and he's done nothing.
Yeah, but you have to base this on, and this is why there's a difference between the Dolphins and the Jets. Like, you have to base it on, if you have a young quarterback who's capable of playing, I would have all these. That's why I thought these arguments were dumb for the Dolphins. But if you're the Jets and you're in the barren wasteland of old MILF Hunter as your quarterback, of course this is going to feel like a huge upgrade for Jets fans.
It is a huge upgrade. I'm not even saying it's not. It's a major upgrade. They become contenders based on the team that they have, based on the talent that they have, and you adding an elite quarterback.
But a hippie.
Again. So my question is he going to do all the offseason stuff? Is he going to be committed to getting it done?
What if he tells the receivers, he goes, I will be there in spirit?
Wouldn't shock me. Wouldn't shock me.
We'll take a quick break. You guys can text show at 305-567-0560. There is some more campaigning going on for the Dolphins backfield. We'll tell you about that coming up next. All right. Welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM, taking you up until 2 o'clock here today. We're streaming live on YouTube and Twitch. Go subscribe, Miami 560 WQAM. You guys can watch us live every single day. You got clips of the Hockman and Crowder show as they come up to after us every single weekday from 2 to 6 p.m. And I'm sure Joe Rose will get up there soon too. When is everybody going to do it live like us? Let's go. Unfiltered, uncensored. Takes guts.
About to say that, Marcus.
I mean, it is censored though. It should be censored.
Right? Why?
Okay. I mean, yeah, uncensored.
I mean, we were actually censored by our boss earlier today because he told us we can't play Jimmy Butler saying mother bleeper anymore, which I don't like. Yep. We should be allowed to have Jimmy Butler say mother bleeper. He's Jimmy Butler. He's a Nickelback fan.
It's true. He does like Nickelback.
I never made it as a wise man.
Boom, boom. Leroy
for all these years thought he couldn't make it as a white man.
Chad's doing just fine.
Did you think that Chad Kroger was black?
I don't know.
Because never thought about it. Came up on the iPod Shuffle. I just liked it.
No. That's just like I remember one time me and Big Spoon were at a party and Jam On It came on, and I was singing Jam Pony. And
what?
And the guy came home and he turned down the music and said, "Excuse me, what are you singing?"
Wow, the OG, excuse me.
Yeah. I'm like, Jam Pony. And I repeated, I doubled down. And to which, no. Which I half of the music as a kid I never got because I wasn't going to the music place and singing the song. They go, hum it for me. Let me hear what it sounds like because you never know who the name is or whatever.
Right.
Nope.
Guy says, questions. The Hurricanes are in March Madness. They have priority over Heat and Panthers games on the radio.
Nope, they do not.
I thought they should because this is their playoffs. Heat and Panthers aren't in the playoffs. I know that the opening game is going to be on QAM, so you guys will be able to hear the game against Drake. I don't know if they've determined if they make it the second round. I know at the very least it'll be on the Shark, so it'll be on FM. But I don't know if there's a final answer to that. But for the opening game, it is on WQAM.
I'm a big fan of HD radio. You like the AM. I like the FM.
I like the crackle. I also like the Odyssey app. I flip around that puppy.
I do that too when if I'm traveling.
Yep.
Then because I can just
that's my road trip.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you never left town.
Well, you can also get the Tobin and Leroy podcast.
But we were talking about basketball games. But
you're right.
Thank you.
You know.
I appreciate you plugging us.
Jimmy Butler hit some threes yesterday. That was great to see.
Even he laughed. He hit a three, even he laughed.
Hit it right over Kelly Olynyk. He gave Kelly Olynyk like such the business. They're friends, you know. KO was down here, and he gave Kelly such a forearm shiver right to the ribs. And Kelly
my goodness.
Kelly was in such pain.
Was it Jimmy that almost knocked all his teeth out too? And they had to check for
had to check the chiclets?
No, they checked to see if it was a foul. Like I think it was Jimmy.
I don't remember.
Raised up. Like when you get too close, you're gonna get hit in the face if somebody's going to the hoop.
Gotta be careful. This was Jimmy Butler on his 3-pointer yesterday.
Just tell me to shoot more threes. But I just feel like if I start shooting too many threes and there's not enough, paint attacks, and I can shoot more threes, I don't want to. I want to play bully ball. I want to run in there and run into people. I like a physical game. But, every now and again I'll take and make some threes.
It's just like
you know what? You know what that look said? I was just as surprised as y'all when it went in. That's how he looked up. He looked up like, did y'all see that go in?
He was feeling it. It was great. This was Bam Adebayo yesterday on Jimmy's free throws for the game. As he was
all our life easier. He's playing the passing lanes. He's doing the little stuff, and he's still You know, shooting 15 free throws, that is amazing. He's shooting 15 free throws a game. So, I mean, that's a game right there for him.
Very impressive. He's very impressed. 15 free throws is a lot of free throws.
It is.
And he just swings the game.
I
He
mean,
has this ability when he wants to, just takes the game.
But that means that you have to be willing to get knocked on your butt 15 times.
Well, that's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, yeah, he doesn't trick the refs. It's always hard contact. Like, as
he's making them make, you know what? He's making them make a decision, and he's making it decisive by creating even more contact than worrying about them calling a little ticky-tack foul.
He's not one of these frauds like James Harden who would like get to the line based on trickery and deception and, you know, throwing, you know, kicking a leg out here or, flopping as he goes. That's James Harden.
That reminds me of Robbie.
You know, well, yeah. James Harden with his,
remember he did the difference between Dwayne Wade and Harden.
It was amazing. It's a great video. I'll see if I can retweet it. It was very impressive. But yeah, that was a great performance by Jimmy yesterday.
I got to tell you, when I don't know how much they're going to score. They scored pretty decent last night, but when you put Jimmy, Bam, Kyle, Victor Oladipo, and the twin, you put them all, Caleb Martin.
Mm-hmm.
They put the clamps on you, dude.
Kyle was good. I like bench Kyle. I'm enjoying it. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
A lot more than 36-minute Kyle.
Well, it worked out perfectly yesterday because Gabe Vincent came out. He lit the world on fire to start the game. Then Kyle came in and he was fantastic. So, it wasn't one of these games where the starter was. I thought it was a great team effort yesterday. I thought everybody did great.
Still got a little too close for comfort.
It's always too close for comfort. That's why Erik Spoelstra, when he says, money's worth, I'm like, it's more like stress on my life. But, whatever Spo needs to do to because, by the way, when I watch these games, he doesn't look like he's having fun. Like, if you look at Erik Spoelstra, he looks exhausted.
Isn't that coaching?
Yeah, but more. Like, I feel like he's been more exhausted this year. And I'm talking like more than Michael Beasley years. Like,
we all have been exhausted. Dude, how many times have we come in after a weekend and had to explain losses? It's just so like, so just imagine the coach. I mean, the coach, they had to call a 2-minute timeout and yell, nope. He's frustrated.
He's just out here and he's threatening referee. By the way, didn't get fined. No fine. Because he told you. You will not fine.
I mean, we have
he told you you're not even going to think about it. Like, he's like, if there was a discussion about this in the office, you're going to hear from Erik Spoelstra. There shouldn't have even been a discussion.
My problem is that there's guys that get teed up. There's guys that get fined. And there's guys that a lot of things happen to. But we get away from the fact that maybe they have a legitimate complaint. And we just blow by it. And we don't even talk about the officiating because we talk about the fine of the player. And so at what point, I get you don't want a free fall after officials. But at what point are you going to say, you know what? He had a legitimate complaint and you teed him up. We're going to rescind it.
They do that sometimes. They do rescind. They will rescind technicals, but mostly it's just them being
damage
jerks.
Is done, though.
The damage is done.
Right.
Yeah, I hate that.
Right.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Get back into some Dolphins. We'll give you updates on all the moves that have gone down. New linebacker, same running back, but new running back fodder out there. Back and forth to this.
Oh, dude.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Hey, we're giving away another dual number custom jersey signed by Mark Duper and Mark Clayton. That courtesy of our friends over at Sinbad Sports. For your chance to win, just enter at WQAM.com, and the autographed jersey could be yours. Sinbad Sports is having a huge live auction in Pembroke Gardens this Friday and Saturday. There's live bidding on autographs, frames, memorabilia, jewelry, watches, and art. There's also more than 200 items, Leroy. That's, a whole thing going on there at Sinbad Sports. For more details, go to sinbadsports.com. Miami Heat winners last night. We are keeping an eye on free agency as the Dolphins making some moves today. They signed Raheem Mostert to a 2-year deal. Very reasonable. So Mike McDaniel's guy is back very fast.
Very fast.
Very fast.
Also started running strong towards the end of the year, too.
Yep. Definitely started running strong. I had the unfortunate thumb injury at the end of the year. That stunk. But he is back, so that's an exciting thing. Now, Chad Ochocinco, he is he's campaigning. All right. He's letting it
Is
be
he?
known. Yeah, dude. So here's what he says. He says, I think the Dolphins front office should bring Dalvin Cook home. If we are serious about making a run at Vince, we have to strike while it's hot. And what better time to do than now? Now, Tyreek Hill, he has commented on this and simply put, we?
Okay.
He's not letting him on the ship. Wow.
You got a mouse in your pocket?
Yeah, we got a. What are you talking about? Ocho is he's 305. What, he's kicking him out? Is he putting him in the Bengals club? What's going on here?
Damn. I mean, I agree with him though, but still, I get it.
Yeah, let's be honest. Like, we know you love T. Higgins. We know you love Jamar Chase, Ocho.
It's true.
Although he is a former Dolphin, kind of.
Yeah, he was around.
I mean, he was at a training camp before.
Yep. You know what? Guess what was also here? Hard Knocks.
That's true.
Great
Great season of Hard Knocks.
What a good season, dude.
Great season of Hard Knocks. Very entertaining.
For sure.
Very entertaining. Joe Philbin. What a boob. I mean, we knew Joe Philbin stunk right out of the gate.
Yep.
Right when he got his chair stolen by some lineman. He goes, I guess I'll sit on the couch. Joe, it's your seat. You're the boss. Then they didn't like his. Then after they got rid of Ochocinco because of his incident, they decided we didn't like that decision, Joe. We are forming a leadership council. What? I can't see a leadership council
with nobody that played for the Dolphins.
The next year. That's right. They got rid of them all. Mike McDaniel, he doesn't need a leadership council. He's got his guys. He's got Tua. Because you know what he does?
Socrates.
He's got Socrates. He's got it all going on. By the way, you know who else they brought back yesterday, Leroy?
Who?
Margot's is excited about this. Duke Riley. Handsome.
Really handsome.
Really handsome. Dude looks like Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
You know what you need? Every team needs some linebacker depth, dude. You know? Every once in a while, you just throw them in there. Little special teams action. So Duke Riley's back. Handsome fella. Are you distracted by something, Leroy? What's going on, dude? What are you looking at? You look like you in depth on Ian Rappaport's Twitter or something?
I was looking through Twitter.
Well, what are you looking at?
Just random stuff, nothing of interest.
You look like a lot of interest to you.
Hey, you look locked in.
Because
it was Lamar Jackson.
I was trying to because sometimes my fat fingers hit the wrong thing, and then I get caught up in a chain that I didn't even want to be on, and then I can't figure out how to get back to the original. And it's a little bit of old people stuff, and
What do you guys think of this? Could be something, could be nothing. Lamar Jackson tweets.
Right.
What? This is from 6 minutes ago. Have you seen this, Tobin?
I see Dolphins Lifer says that he's going on a tweeting rant. So what is he talking about?
So he has some sort of, it says a tweet of some sort 2 hours ago from the Baltimore beatdown. Lamar Jackson turned down $200 million guaranteed deal. And then he puts like a GIF of some sort that shows he's skeptical. He then goes,
he shows that
33.
He says what I say. He says that tweet's capping.
Yeah. Well, okay. I don't.
No,
Okay.
that's what I said. Me and Lamar samesies. Yeah.
Except for the speed, the ability to throw, and the color.
But samesies, dude.
Samesies.
Then he says 133 for 3 years, fully guaranteed, but I need an agent, followed by some laughing emojis.
So he got 3 years, 133 guaranteed. That was his. So he's revealing that's what he got offered.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
and they do, if he gets injured, they give him 175.
Looks like he's trying to make a stink.
No, it looks like, look, when you're in situations like this, it's hard to be silent when there's untruths out there. Right? And so much of social media and television is somebody will say something to somebody, then that person will report it. And now Lamar's like, wait a minute, that's not true. So now he's putting the facts out there.
He says people throw poop emoji at the wall and hope it sticks.
Right. That's it. I gotta tell you, what's going on, he's been relatively calm. I gotta tell you.
Schefter's saying that he turned down 200 guaranteed. Like,
that's not true. No way. No way would he turn that down.
Well, his response was really good too. To that, it was a very nice GIF with the face.
It was cat.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody's making it sound like Lamar Jackson is turning down a whole bunch of money, that puts him on par with all these other quarterbacks. And that's not true. That's not true at all. He gave you a legitimate, what the last offer was, $133 million guaranteed. Now, that would have been great 2 years ago.
Sure.
When you should have did it, because it was right after MVP year and nobody was getting crazy money.
The price went up.
The price went up. When Daniel Jones, let me say this again. Daniel Jones, who's thrown a total of 36 touchdown passes in 3 years, is getting $40 million a year. Now, say that to yourself and then ask, if Daniel Jones is getting $40 million a year, what in the hell should Lamar Jackson get? Now, that's what he's looking at. I get the whole, Deshaun Watson thing. I would get why he would want that, because he has to feel like he's in a better place than Deshaun Watson. But Deshaun Watson, that's a bit of an anomaly. But I will say this, if he was offered $200 million guaranteed, I'd have a hard time believing he turned it down.
I do too. Schefter's the thing that they're referring to. This is what apparently Schefter said on this podcast. He said, Chris Mortensen and I reported last September when Lamar was offered the deal that he turned down, a deal that included at the time he was offered $133 million due at signing, the $133 million guaranteed. The contract also had injury guarantees that brought the guarantees to $175 million.
Mm-hmm.
And it then had springing guarantee that could have brought the value for the contract, the guarantee money of the contract, to $200 million in guarantees. Those were the actual numbers, and that was the situation.
Okay, but there's a whole lot of ifs and buts in that money that would signify that it wasn't guaranteed. When you say it could bring the guarantee to 200, it's not guaranteed. So 133 million of it was guaranteed. The wording of the contract, so they make it sound like everything else was easy to attain, is still not guaranteed.
I think the thing that's crazy about this, though, is it's looking at, so this is out there of he was offered 133. He's saying it's 133 guaranteed over the 3. So there's some kind of agreement on that, but then the rest of it's all incentive based,
Mm-hmm.
But like, with all this getting leaked, like, where is this going to end up? Like, is he going to end up with them? Because it doesn't feel like there's this vast market for him. In fact, it felt like a lot of people were trying to run away because people are there. Nobody wants to pull a Deshaun Watson and give him all this guaranteed money.
Correct.
Which is kind of crazy because, you know, from a character standpoint, Lamar Jackson seems about as A+ as it gets. Correct. As somebody as you want being the face of your franchise.
Right.
And to see all these teams kind of back off, I'm not including the Dolphins in that because they actually have a good quarterback, is pretty wild.
You talking about, and here's the other thing we don't really know. See, because nobody can do anything until tomorrow at 4. So you won't really have an idea of what teams are interested. Because what happens if the Jets don't land Aaron Rodgers?
I don't know, but they're going to.
Yeah,
they're going to.
So
but like Carolina, Atlanta, Vegas. I mean, Vegas just got Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, that's what your answer is, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy Garoppolo's really good, man.
He's fine, dude. Let's not make him what he's not.
Wait.
Just because you're handsome doesn't make you good.
Is he not Derek Carr though? Is it not the same guy?
No, he's won way more than Derek Carr.
Yeah, he's won way more than Derek Carr.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Go. You're saying no, like you think you know.
It's like he's always out. Like, what are you talking? He's always hurt.
He's injury prone. Correct.
Part of the reason is you want to talk about injury prone. Got more injury prone than any of these guys out there.
His numbers are better than Derek Carr's.
Go ahead, look. I dare you. I'm not looking it up. It's your stat. You clarify it, Mr. Statman. We'll take a break. Back with more for this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Hey, Snoop Dogg is bringing the high school reunion tour to the I Think Financial Amphitheater in West Palm this August. We want you to go. For your chance to win, head on over to WQAM.com and enter, and you can be seeing Snoop Dogg with Wiz Khalifa and more. It's a Live Nation show, and those tickets are courtesy of Live Nation. We also got going on over at WQAM.com your chance to win a Dave & Buster's gift card for $250. All right. Dave & Buster's month is back just in time for Hoops Tournament Hysteria. Canes, they will be back in action on Friday against Drake. I am nervous about the 512. Everybody knows about the 512.
Dude.
Everybody knows it's a good spot to be in. If you can overcome the 512, you'll be in a good spot.
It all matters if Omer is healthy. It's not looking good.
Very nervous about this.
Right.
You guys can go to Dave & Buster's with your gift card and have a party. All on us and Dave & Buster's. Eat, drink, play, watch sports at Dave & Buster's in Hollywood.
Leroy, did you look up the stats by any chance?
I did. We won't talk about it.
All right.
I will say, to your point, you did say that he wins more than Derek Carr because Derek Carr didn't win a lot.
Right.
Yeah. He had a lot of crappy teams, but he is a stats stuffer.
Yep.
That's his thing. Everybody knows that about Derek Carr.
I mean, here, first thing I noticed, and I don't know if this is from injury or whatever, Jimmy Garoppolo has never thrown for 4,000 yards.
Nope.
He wins a lot more, so maybe I got lost up in that, but
he's
hurt a lot.
I told you, I know what you got lost in. He's handsome, dude. I'm telling you, these handsome people are getting away with it. Because everybody thinks they're so
don't
handsome.
Have pictures, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you, right? But I'm telling you, the narrative on him is because he's handsome. And people who are handsome get away with stuff.
Perfect jawbone.
Yeah. It's annoying.
Chiseled.
Jimmy Garoppolo, he's so handsome. People were like, oh, he's dating a porn star? That's adorable, Jimmy.
Is he?
He was back in the day. It was a thing. He went on a date with a porn star.
Oh.
He went on a date. That's it.
Well, as far as we know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe those crazy kids made it and we're just not aware. I have a feeling they didn't.
Yeah. Best bet.
But I'm telling you, this guy gets away with everything because he probably walked into that door with Josh McDaniels and they're like, damn, this dude is handsome. Let's get him in here.
Guess what his real entire name is?
What?
James Richard Garoppolo.
Woo! That is a dude with the.
Can I just tell you?
Yeah.
That does not sound handsome.
That dude has a sweater over his shoulders, dude. Telling you. Let's get to some headlines here brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Miami Heat, they beat the Jazz yesterday, 119-115. Bam out by a huge block at the end of regulation to seal the deal on that one. We'll get back into it a little bit in 15 minutes of Heat. If you guys, weren't surprised, it was a close game. Always is with them. Always is. The Bills, they lost linebacker Tremaine Edmonds to the Bears. 4 years, $72 million, $50 million guaranteed. So he is gone. The Bills also look like they're going to lose Jordan Poyer, who continues to hint that he wants to come to the Dolphins. Although I did see, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Brandon Jones, who's of course on his way back from an ACL injury, and on the cheapskis, they put out a graphic on NFL, and it was Jalen Ramsey, Xavier Howard, and Javon Holland, and it was something to the effect of no fly zone or something like that. I don't remember what the cute graphic was, but it was those three. And then Brandon Jones, not Bye Jones, who's gone now. Brandon Jones, he puts a little wave emoji like, hey, don't forget about me.
And he is really good too. So
he is good. I mean, he's good. He is good. He's good. He's young. He's close with Javon Holland.
Yeah, he blitzes well.
He gets after that quarterback. But
one of the problems is that we've never got to see everybody together because somebody was always banged up. So they all had to play different roles.
I think he feels a little left out. I feel bad for Brandon Jones.
Don't feel bad. He'll have a chance to prove it.
Yeah.
Coming back from an ACL, is that because he tore it in October? Is he going to be ready for camp? Maybe. I mean, the ACLs have gotten a lot faster, but it's tricky with other people, right?
It's not that. It's the position that he plays. He might be able to come back sooner, just because it's not like you're not playing like wide receiver and you're planting and stuff. So he has to do some of that, but we'll see. I mean, he could be back sooner.
This Jordan
ACL,
Porter.
say in some capacity he'll be back this year, but he won't be 100% until next year.
What were you going to say, Marcos?
I was going to say we need a nickname. All right, you just said the no-fly zone. I see Schmeathan saying the Miami Vice Clamps. Not sure how I feel about that one, but we need a nickname for this trio. Or, I don't know what the quadrille. What's the fourth one? Quadtuplet? What's the fourth one?
Quartet.
Ah, wow, that was much easier than I made it.
But how about wait, I got it.
Yeah.
Air traffic control.
Wow, that's pretty good actually. But that's like something the Jets would use. I feel like that would be Sauce Gardner
Not
and
for the
whoever.
secondary. And they ain't come up with it first.
What about like a ocean related thing? Ooh, the Bermuda Triangle. That's pretty good. That was I don't think that's Karen. Karan S. I don't know. Either way, that's a good suggestion from our YouTuber. No dive zone. Wow, we're getting good ones off rip. I'm not gonna lie.
Dive zone.
I feel like I want to hit all. I feel like I want to give 4 -1s.
What?
Really?
Yeah, they can all go to hell.
What Bermuda Triangle? You're not
air traffic
Bermuda
control?
Air
traffic control?
-1.
They're
-1.
DBs. What?
-1.
That's 2. Give me 4.
Dude, you were
-1. -1.
And 1 to Leroy for lashing out.
Oh no.
-1 for Sash.
I'm gonna just tell you right now, jackass.
What?
You better come up with a new one.
I will.
No. Like we just dropped them just now. Like we ain't have time to think, and then you gonna think about it and then come out with a good one. Oh no!
I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna
Give
sit.
me one.
I'm not gonna sit here and patch
Give me
out.
one.
No, I don't have to.
That's what we did.
I'm gonna think about it and come up with a good one. I'm not gonna
Then
sit.
why? Okay.
I'm not gonna.
Why did we all didn't get
I'm not
to
gonna
think about it?
You guys decided to go, and it was. I didn't understand why it was all of a sudden nickname brainstorming session.
Wait. So you're telling us that we went into a situation
Yep.
willy-nilly with no thought?
Yep.
That's the street you live on.
Apparently not.
And now all of a sudden you saying, "Oh, let me think about it for a second." Oh my goodness!
Can the referee please hand out my lashing out? I mean, he won't stop.
For lashing out.
No. -1. You're getting to
-1.
really with all of these. No.
We just played. I know what happened. I'm sorry. We didn't say the thing.
What?
Hear me out.
It would have helped.
It would have helped. Look, wait. I'm telling you what. I'm gonna tell you like this. You better come up with a good one.
Adam Schefter has a tweet. Packers veteran free agent tight end Mercedes Lewis
is retiring.
Oh, wait, he's returning?
Retiring.
Nope.
Got another year for this guy?
He came into the league with Tom Brady.
Mercedes Lewis, who spent the past 5 seasons in Green Bay, has drawn interest from, among others, the Las Vegas Raiders and the New York Jets.
Wow.
I tell you what, he is a big boy. He's a big boy.
He is a big boy.
He's what, 39?
Huge MMA fan. He was like an OG UFC fan. They always would throw, back when the UFC wasn't as popular it was today, it always like they throw up their celebrity tweets and like, now they got The Rock and, they'll have LeBron tweet. Back in the day, they're like, oh, we got Mercedes Lewis watching the broadcast. Thank you, Mercedes. And they throw up his tweet. They were so appreciative. By the way, has there been any news on Mike Gesicki, like at all? Like, are any teams interested in him?
They said, I was watching ESPN yesterday, and they said that there hasn't really been a market for tight ends or running backs. Nobody's really
crazy.
You know.
Well, that's why. Yeah, I think I saw him say there was something Mike Gesicki made a mention of yesterday about franchise tag with slot receivers, because I guess the receiver franchise tag is like 15 million and tight ends is 11 this year. And so he's like, well, what the hell's the difference? You tell me.
$4 million. That almost happened to me because I was the team's primary running back, but I went to the Pro Bowl as a fullback. So they wanted to
pay you as a fullback?
Yeah.
That's garbage.
Right.
Did you win?
Huh?
Did you win?
No. No, it wasn't that I didn't win.
They tried to make you Mike Allstott?
Yeah, we never got there. Right? We did a contract. So
the cornerback quartet.
-1.
What?
Oh, why'd you even mention this?
-1.
I'm just kidding. I sneakily like that one.
All right.
I kind of picture them all saying, like all of them singing like some song.
Yeah, that's perfect. They're gonna get the red and white striped jacket. Oh yeah, it's gonna be
Dade
great.
South says can't call them ball hawks because they might not make it through the season with the birderer around. That's fair.
Murderer.
She just sit there being innocent, minding her own business. Haymaker. So go ahead. Let's hear it, Tobes.
What's that? What?
No, don't
I'll come
try
up.
to-
I gotta get in the lab, dude. I'm not gonna.
No,
listen.
you can't -1 all of us for coming, trying to
You
come up
always
with something
come
real
with them
quick.
like this, and then all of a
Right.
sudden-
And then you give us -1s and you get 2 hours to think about it.
Yeah,
No.
but I feel like all the stuff you threw out has been done before. Like I like to come up with something a little bit,
What?
unique.
Air traffic control? Who used that?
Let's see. We got.
Huh?
We got to think about the. And by the way, does Brandon Jones get to be a part of it, or it's just the 3 guys right now? It's just-
4. You said a quartet?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like I feel like, I don't know if Brandon Jones gets to be in the club. Does he get to be in the club? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't know. When does he come back? Because
We
I'm not
don't
going to do it for a guy who's only going to play half the
We
season.
got X, we got Ramsey, and we got the Snowman.
X Ramsey Snow. All right. You know what? That's a -1. What the hell was that?
-1.
We just spitballing, baby. As a
We just
Tobin. We just
spitballing,
spitballing. But I can't believe the main spitballer is the one that's trashing all of our ideas.
I mean, they're not
That's
good.
terrible.
What do you want me to lie to you guys? If I told you,
Crap you put out there, dude.
like what? I come up with, dude. Call me a minor because I just come up with gems. That's a point.
No, it's not.
Now you're naming points?
That's a point right there, dude.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It is pretty good.
Point
Like a miner, you're mining for gems, like a coal miner.
No.
We'll take a quick break. Get into some Heat basketball. The Heat, they beat the Jazz last night. Clutch game again. Back after
I didn't realize Utah was that damn bad. Holy smokes.
It's gone downhill.
Yeah.
15 minutes of heat here for you on 560 WQAM. Taking you up until 2 o'clock here on the show. Streaming live on YouTube and Twitch. The channel is Miami 560 WQAM. And, of course, you guys get us on the Odyssey app. WQAM is the channel there. It was boots on the ground last night for the Heat's win over the Utah Jazz. Tyler Herro, big bucket with just under a minute left. He doesn't care if he's 1 for 9. He's going to shoot. He's going to shoot. Like,
that's both exciting and terrifying at the same time, right?
His confidence is always there. If you guys missed Tyler Herro from last night, this was boy wonder on taking the shot, making it. Though he was 1 for 9 going into that 3, he don't care.
I just shoot the same shot every time, and sometimes they go in, sometimes they don't. That's part of basketball. And, you got to mentally be prepared. If shots are falling, you got to be mentally strong enough to be able to take that shot at the end of the game and make it. A lot of guys go 1 for 9 and they won't shoot that last shot. And some might say it's a bad shot, but I'm going to stay confident and shoot the ball no matter what I'm shooting from the field. I do not care. I will shoot, and that's what I do.
There you go. Channeling in his inner Deion Waiters, who said, I'd rather go 0 for 30 than 0 for 9. Because if you went 0 for 9, it means you stop shooting.
Yep.
So there you go. Tyler Herro, he not scared.
But that's, you know what? That's the attitude to do what he does, or like what Strus does, or what Dunks does. Like, that's your game. You gotta fight through it. Whereas Jimmy, if Jimmy not making a jumper or Bam not making a jumper, they have, opportunities to get to the rim. These other guys are a little bit different in that they're shooters.
What do you think about this from Dorian? He says that the Dolphins secondary should be called the no hands land. Ain't no team catching anything in our secondary.
Nope.
Hashtag no hands land.
Nope. That's terrible. That's the worst one of all of them.
All right, Dorian. Sorry. -1 from Leroy. Not me, dude.
Really?
-1.
You thought it was good?
I
You
like
thought
it.
it was better than any of the ones we've heard?
It rhymes. I like that.
Cap for Life said the Turnpike Trio. But I do I'm not sure if I like that, but I do feel like Hard Rock Stadium is right off of the turnover pike. We should maybe start using that. I think there's something there.
-1.
No. Why are you trying to
-1.
You trying to tailgate on somebody else's idea?
Yeah,
that is how a brainstorm works. They were
terrible. It was terrible.
Thank you.
There could be some Hard Rock play in there, something like that. I don't know.
We'll think about it.
The big thing,
But
the
it's
Heat
4 guys. You can't. Just
It's
use
not 4
3.
guys. I don't think we get to count him yet. I mean, they might
Why
get a new.
not?
They might get a new
He was
safety.
a stud. He was a stud when
Stud's a bit strong.
you.
He flashed. I would say he flashed.
Oh, Backstreet Boys.
The Grizzlies coming to town tomorrow. I don't know if you saw yesterday, but there was news on John Morant.
Yeah.
John Morant has entered a counseling center in Florida. So it's like a retreat-like setting, according to The Athletic.
I used to enter one too. It was called KOD.
I actually thought that was rotten. Did you see that those pictures got leaked to him in the strip club? I thought that was low blow by whoever did that.
Yeah. And then did you see I think it was Des Bryant or whatever responded saying all all athletes who are seeing that this strip club sold those photos.
I agree. I wouldn't want my bid. Yeah, they should boycott it. Like, why would you go to a place where you feel
the first thing they tell you is no pictures.
Right.
And then
you
they
go,
sold
right.
pictures.
And that looked like security, camera footage. Get the hell out of here. It says, according to The Athletic, last week a team security officer accompanied Morant to Florida, where he's receiving counseling in a retreat-like setting. He has been in contacting teammates via FaceTime. There was, I think, one reporter who said it was Mark Spears, who is from ESPN, and he was on Brian Windhorst's podcast, and he said there's a lot of things going on in regard to Morant. My prayers are to him that he figures it out. There's things that I'm hearing I'd rather not say on a podcast, but I hope he's taking care of himself. I'm not really worried about the basketball part. I'm worried about the human, and when he does come back, he's healthy mentally and physically. But he's saying that there's a possibility that he may not play again this season. So, yeah, it's obviously very serious with what he's going on.
The thing is that, and I say this all the time, is that we look at John Morant as an incredible athlete.
Yep.
That plays basketball. But the statistics of life include everybody, not just people not playing sports or making you feel good. It includes everybody. So the fact that there is a star basketball player that has to go through this and get himself mentally right, it happens. I'm just glad that it's happening before something tragic happens.
True.
And so from that standpoint, like him saying, that he might not play, this year or whatever, is a side note. It's his job. It ain't his life. And he needs to straighten a lot of things out so he can maybe come to work with a better attitude. Because if you notice, I don't know about you guys, but if you notice, when John Morant first got into the league, he was personable. Everybody loved him, and he gradually progressed to being a pain in the butt.
Since it was like all within a couple of months. It was
right.
I remember some of the
if we sit back and look at how we got here, we saw it and didn't want to pay attention. Right? Because we were talking about it early on. Man, this John Morant, he went from being loved to in a matter of minutes. Something might have been going on.
It's pretty wild. So yeah, they will not be in town. He will obviously not be with the team. I think they said last week he wasn't going to be there for that it was going to be the next 4 games, which would have been this, I guess their road trip ends in San Antonio. But apparently now the reports are it's indefinite. They don't know when he's coming back. So hopefully just all health to him and that everything does get better. Because that's a scary thing. Like if it's not only that, whatever he's going through mentally, but like also once you add the eye, and I'm not a guy who's gun squeamish, but like that is a guy who doesn't need to be flashing guns anywhere. Because you know what? You could be in the situation where you're in the wrong place and somebody thinks that they want to be tougher than you. And all of a sudden something could go really, really wrong. Yep. And so, Absolutely. when he throws that up on Instagram, you're like, geez, that's after all those reports that were around and from this year that's been going around John Morant.
Here's what we know about John Morant. That was heading in a terrible direction.
Right.
And they caught it. Something happened. He did something dumb. And the people that care about him were able to get him in a place where he could fix it before it got to something catastrophic. Because if anybody thinks, that was just, he was just doing this or doing that. We talked about this before, how he had progressively gotten to this point without even realizing that it was something like this. So imagine how the people closest to him feel when we're looking on the periphery and we can tell.
Some breaking news from Adam Schefter as we seamlessly transition over. NFL free agency is flying all around. We talked about yesterday that Austin Ekeler wanted permission from the Chargers to seek a trade. And now Adam Schefter is reporting that the Chargers have granted Austin Ekeler the permission to seek a trade.
I know where he's going to end up.
Where do you think?
Buffalo.
Why? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Why?
I mean, Because that's what I think.
Why Buffalo?
Because I just think if you look at a team that is losing a whole bunch of talent, and they need a running game, or Josh Allen's going to be playing 2 more years.
They do need a running game. That's true. Because man, that dude is crashing a lot, and his arm.
Wait. Who does that sound like? We've had this conversation before.
Yeah, it sounds like Cam Newton.
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like
Yes.
Cam Newton.
Yes. Except, funny, they couldn't wait to give Josh Allen the money. Holy smokes. Couldn't wait.
Pretty wild. All right, we'll take a quick break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 o'clock here. If you missed any of today's show, get the Tobin and Leroy podcast on all your podcast platforms.
Tobin.
Yes?
Reading the tea leaves.
What you got?
So, the Jets already signed Lazard, right?
I think they were in talks with him. I don't believe that's official.
Okay.
They were moving. When I saw this morning, they were moving towards an agreement, but I will look at that.
Right. So, Diana Rossini.
Yes, sir.
Sends out an interesting text.
It's a tweet.
Basically, I'm going to say it in Aaron tweet. I'm going to say this in Aaron Rodgers' voice. Hey, very interested in coming here. Here's a list of guys I would like you to get. Randall Cobb, Alan Lazard, Mercedes Lewis, and Odell Beckham Jr.
Man,
which are all good fits anyway, except for Randall Cobb.
He just loves Randall Cobb.
Right. But here's the other kicker. You have the rookie of the year.
They have not. They were working towards reaching an agreement with Alan Lazard. I don't believe that was official, though.
If Aaron Rodgers ends up with the Jets, all this other stuff is a side note. They will sign these guys because he is, behind that.
Well, 3 of those guys, they don't even seem like they cost a lot.
Right.
Odell apparently wants $20 million a year.
Really?
That's what the word was. Yep. What are you doing?
I find that laughable.
That's what he wants. He's a star, baby.
He is a star. But every place that he's gone has ended ugly. Does he think people just plow through that? That means he can still make,
Worked out with the Rams. He just got hurt.
Yeah.
He was there for 3 seconds. But
he was the MVP. He was balling. Yeah, all right. He ain't getting $20 million.
I don't think so. But is her wish list, does she say he doesn't sign unless it's a wish list, or she just says it's a wish list?
That just says it's a wish list. But if they're trying to see, but here's the thing, man.
Randall Cobb, is that like his Edelman? That's why he loves him so much.
Can I just say this? Aaron Rodgers is the type of dude that'll get all them guys jobs and stay in Green Bay or retire. Right? Because he just doesn't like, it's like if I were to do this with Aaron Rodgers, can I get some assurances that you're just going to play quarterback for the Jets and you're going to do everything that goes into that?
So you want no ayahuasca and OTAs?
I would just like.
What if he does OTAs but on ayahuasca?
He's there.
At least he's there.
Right. I mean, because that was the problem last year. The problem wasn't not having weapons around you, though. Some of those guys were pretty good at the end.
Loud says, never seen the Dolphins front office make moves like this. Well, they kind of tried last year. They just got caught.
Wait. Moves like what?
Like getting a wish list for players.
Because you've never had that dude.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they kind of tried to last year.
And it cost them a first rounder.
With Tom Brady. Here. Like, they tried to do the whole package deal. Tom Brady, Sean Payton.
Right.
And I'm sure Gronk would have been there soon thereafter. It's just they got busted.
You know what you can't say about the Dolphins? Again, I said this when Stephen Ross first took over the Dolphins. He may not do everything right. He may stumble. He may say some crazy things. But you will never doubt whether this man is committed to using all the resources he has available to putting a winner together.
He is listen, he's playing it beautifully right now. Just write checks, don't go near your microphones. Like, when's the last time you hear him talk? He doesn't talk that much.
I mean,
like,
know what? He is old people Tobin. You know why? Because a situation comes up, he get excited, he want to talk.
I mean, he did say Joe Philbin was the next Don Shula.
Again, things happen around the organization. He gets excited and he talks.
Yeah.
And perhaps he overdoes it. Kind of like when you said the Heat have to have Gogi.
I still stand by that. Although you got to see Big Yurt last night. You like seeing Big Yurt?
I did.
It was a brief cameo. It wasn't very
Brief
much.
cameo, yeah.
Like they had 2 blown defensive assignments, and Spo was like, "Get the hell out of here." It's
Like, man, the
Quick hook.
game before he seemed to have a little better grasp of what was going on, you know? And it just seemed like he stands out there sometimes and whoop.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like,
Really?
I was just saying with Big Yurt, I thought it was going to be a hard thing to ask him to just be, because he's a rookie essentially.
You know what you don't have to do though?
Hmm?
You don't have to ask him to be tall.
He is tall.
There you go. And he does. I will say this: regardless of what you think about Big Yurt, he'll get the rebounds.
Bam out of the bio says D-Wade needs to join the Heat front office. It's good he's getting experience in Utah. I find it so strange that he's in Utah. And you want to know what's even funnier? Do you want to know who, like, as an assistant coach of Utah, I had no idea.
Who?
I don't know if they showed it on the broadcast last night. Jason Terry. So think about that. D-Wade is in an organization right now that is run by Danny Ainge and has an assistant coach on the staff, Jason Terry, his 2 sworn enemies in basketball.
Yeah, but guess what? It's kind of how sports works, man.
It's weird.
Like you can hate somebody and y'all end up on the same team. You know, it's crazy.
Like it'd be like bringing, who's next? Bringing into the organization Paul Pierce. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, except what you're suggesting is that the people in Boston like Paul Pierce.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of begrudgingly have to, don't they?
Okay, kind of begrudgingly don't mean you haven't worked for the organization, though.
No, but I feel like you don't think Danny Ainge likes Paul Pierce. You think he's just like he tolerates him?
I think he tolerates him.
Fair enough. I know what he likes.
You can't be the guy out in public trashing one of your star players.
He seems to like intangibles.
You think?
That's what he seems to like.
Do you think he got about 7 Danny Ainges on that team?
Do you know Danny Ainge was extra angry last night when Tyler Herro hit that? He's like, oh
I wanted him.
I wanted that. Imagine
you actually had somebody better than Tyler Herro and you traded him.
Who?
Utah.
Oh, you're talking about with Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
He could have had him. I mean, maybe if he would have offered him up. I don't know if they did or not.
See, that's the thing though. At the time when we were talking about all this, Bam, Jimmy, and Tyler were off the no chance. So now that you think about it, you probably could have had Spider.
Probably.
But you didn't want to give up Tyler.
I didn't want to give up Tyler?
You didn't. Dude, stop it. Why do you do this?
You're right. I didn't want to give up Tyler. I never would have given up Tyler Herro for Donovan Mitchell. You're right, Leroy. I never would have given up Tyler Herro for Donovan Mitchell. Ever. Because I am a boy wonder lifer. I love Tyler Herro. Dude, you are so right. I'm glad you mentioned that, right, dude? Marcos, aren't you glad that we have that out in the clear? I never would have traded Tyler Herro for Donovan Mitchell. I'm just glad it's out on the record. I'm glad that we finally have cleared the air.
You know when Tyler Herro's in the mix, when he started breaking shots, then you were like, oh, all right.
Tyler Herro's a fraud. Never going to do it. He's never going to do it. If you don't show up tonight, oh, we need to trade for somebody else. We need to get Tyler Herro the hell out of there and trade him for Bradley Beal. Tyler Herro's no good. Trade his ass for Bradley Beal. Tyler Herro's no good. Trade his ass for Donovan Mitchell. Boy wonder. Instagram basketball player. Not a real basketball player. Tyler Herro is never going to be nothing but a ball hog. He's never going to be nothing but a guy who looks good on the gram but doesn't look good on the court. You really can't delete that. I mean, that was really taken all out of context. I mean, you really took liberties with that rant.
Here's the deal.
You took grand liberties.
Here's the deal. Is that I have spent the last 7 years trying to stop you from going there. So then we won't have to have this conversation.
I didn't say it like that, though. That's not how that went.
Yes, you did.
No, it wasn't. I was calling out his doubters. I was telling people are saying this about you, Tyler.
I got to tell you, that was probably the most honest you've been in a while on this show. Honest Tobe. Honest Tobe.
Unedited.
Dude, that was not unedited. Tyler Herro,
smoothly
soft
arose.
as Charmin. Never going to be a big-time basketball player. Tyler Herro cares more about fashion than basketball. Tyler Herro isn't even as good as Korkmaz. Tyler Herro is a charlatan bum. I don't like that you're doing this, okay? I would never say those things, okay?
Just stop talking then. Sometimes you need to let.
But I wasn't saying it like that. You guys took out the important parts.
What the part?
People say that. I was like, people say these things.
The only thing he left out was, you know what they call me? Honest Tobes.
That's not fair.
Dude, I'll call it like I see him.
This is not fair. You guys, you know what you are right now? You're election season.
That the next night when he scored 30, and then Tobe goes, that's that TTL. Works every time. That's what you do. But
I think I learned last night he doesn't believe in TTL because he doesn't need TTL. He'll tell you if I'm 0 for 30, I'm just going to shoot it again.
Which you got to do. You are a piece of work.
This isn't fair.
There is no other way around it. Like, I've never met a person. No, you misunderstood what No, because when you were saying it, you were dead ass serious.
Dude, I would never say things like that. I am a huge Tyler Herro fan. I would never say things like Tyler Herro is a one-dimensional player.
You ready? We'll say, it was for KD.
He even said that, though. He's on the record of saying that.
No, you always listen. You don't want to trade anybody, but I could find a player where you'll back down from that.
I'll
find a player.
Listen to me.
I will find a player because you have said in the past couple of years, but it was for Kawhi.
Dude, I'm telling you.
It was for KD.
I don't like what you're doing right now. I love Tyler Herro, okay? I would never say things like Tyler Herro's a one-dimensional player. I would never say things like Tyler Herro couldn't guard a chair. I would never say these things, and you have continued to montage me and make me sound like a Tyler Herro basher, which I am not. I'm not going to be out here saying that Tyler Herro would get owned by any player in the league one-on-one, and I don't appreciate these people out here who are doing that because I don't say things like that Tyler Herro's a bum. I wouldn't do that.
You're doing it right now.
Wait. You want me to tell you what? Marcos, you got to go like this. And hit it. Because Marcos, as soon as you start talking, he goes, hey, man, listen, it's okay. Be you.
I'm not me, but I'm a huge Tyler Herro fan.
But all I say is this. When your ass get caught, eat it.
I didn't get caught. He's taking liberties with editing.
Why? Can I ask you a question? Why wouldn't you give up Tyler Herro for Donovan Mitchell?
Listen, we're out of time for today's show. You know, listen, we
gotta.
We're out of time. You know, look at that. You know, I gotta tell you guys about Sinbad Sports. You know, we got a dual custom jersey to give away from Mark Duper and Mark Clayton, our courtesy from our friends at Sinbad Sports. For your chance to win, just enter out at WQAM.com, and the autograph jersey could be yours. Sinbad Sports, by the way, all right, they have a huge live auction in Pembroke Gardens going on this Friday and Saturday. Live bidding on autographs, frames. Maybe they have Tyler Herro stuff. I don't know. You can get all the details at SinbadSports.com. They got more than 200 items. So, pretty crazy, you know? But that's their show. You know, that's our show for today. Left. I love Tyler Herro.
You're the worst.
That's my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Boy wonder.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you think I'm one of these guys out here saying, Tyler Herro, boy wonder, more like boy blunder? I would never say that. I would never say that.
You certainly had it loaded just in case. Like, you can't come up with a name for the secondary, but you got all the names for Tyler Herro right off the top of your head. Boy blunder. You got all the names just ready to go. Give me a name for the secondary.
I got to think on that one. I got to think on that.
Got 2 minutes.
I'm too worried about you guys taking things out of context because the thing needs to be known is that I am a Tyler Herro fan, and instead Marcos is taking liberties to make it sound like I say things that I don't say. Because what I have said is people say, Tyler Herro, baby goat, more like Tyler Herro, baby choke. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Why all of a sudden you start talking like Andrew Dice Clay?
No, I just don't like it. I don't like it.
What is okay?
If you didn't like it, why are you smiling so much?
Yeah.
Why are you smiling so much? You got a plot to murder some birds later?
Possibly.
No, see, you're an idiot.
What?
See, because here's why. Because all this time that you've stalled has given Marcos an opportunity to complete his task. If it were me,
I don't know what you're talking about.
If it were me, we would have been done at 152. But instead, we've given him 2 additional minutes for the big closing.
Talk to you guys tomorrow.
What I've put together may get me in trouble.
5 minutes until you're a champion. And it was like some UFC Rocky. Oh, bleep. Oh, sorry.
Birdman got all kind of crazy painted on his body.
Tobin. I don't give a Tobin. I don't give a two who Tobin is.
Mackenzie Dern, she's hot as
Christmas.
Definitely not me. Cowboys.
I'll see y'all when I see y'all.